Medical Center, Cimarron Casino, Herc Rentals, Stillwater Medical Center, Johnson's of Kingfisher, Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram, by Tiger Drug, Wendell Stevens Shelter Mutual Insurance, the Wilson Auto Family, and University and Community Federal Credit Union.
On the Cowboys Sports Network, this is Oklahoma State Cowgirl Soccer, brought to you by Bud Light, who reminds fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Charlie's Discount Drug. Discount is our middle name. Located at 723 South Walnut in Stillwater. Chris's University Spirit, your one-stop cowboy shop. And now, Oklahoma State Cowgirl Soccer.
Happy Veterans Day to you all, and welcome to our broadcast of Oklahoma State Cowgirl Soccer. I'm Bill Van Ness, as the Cowgirls are one of 5 Big 12 programs to have earned a place in the 2017 NCAA Soccer Championship. The Cowgirls take on the Bears of Missouri State this afternoon. West Virginia playing Bucknell also at noon today in Morgantown. 3 other games were last night: North Texas and Texas, TCU and Arizona, and Rice and Baylor. 5 teams get in. The Cowgirls get to host an NCAA tournament first-round matchup for the 2nd year in a row. The Cowgirls are trying to get off the dime and win for the first time in 4 matchups in the first round of an NCAA tournament. The Cowgirls are 16-3-2 coming into the match today with Missouri State, who have gone 5-0-1 in their last 6 matches and are 10-9-1 on the season. Winners of the Missouri Valley Conference, and Oklahoma State, not winners of the postseason Big 12, but winners of the regular season Big 12 title at 8-1. The 8 conference wins, by the way, tied the 2006 and 2010 teams for the most in program history. And the 16 wins this year, the 5th most in program history, and the highest total since the record 22 in the 2011 season. Cowgirls bouncing back after a 9-9-3 record, finishing 5th in a 3-4-1 conference mark a year ago. This is the 22nd season for Cowgirl Soccer, and the Cowgirls are 9-7-4 all-time in the NCAA tournament, a .550 winning percentage, and that ranks 19th nationally among all the teams that are in at least 10 tournament appearances. The Cowgirls have advanced to at least the second round 6 times, including back-to-back elite appearances in 2010 and 2011. The Cowgirls lost in 13-14 in last year in the first round, so they're looking for their first NCAA tournament victory since 2011. Last week at the Big 12 Championships in Kansas City, the Cowgirls knocked off OU, but then lost to Baylor 3-0 in a game in which the Cowgirls may have played their worst soccer of the season. Head coach Colin Carmichael saying they're having to get that out of their system.
First of all, you got to give credit to Baylor. They played a great game. They were strong, they were physical, they were dominant. And their key players, DeLima and James, really ran the show in the midfield. So, we got beat by a better team tonight. There's no question about that. But having said that, we know we can play a lot better. And, we'll go get ready for the NCAA tournament now. And maybe that's a little wake-up call for us. Very frustrating. Our skill players didn't get on the ball enough. And, we'll have to find ways when we play in the NCAA tournament to do that. We've got to get Anna Beffer and JC Jones, Marlo Zoller, Haley Woodard, all those players have to create for us, and that was probably the most frustrating thing is, that we didn't cause them enough problems in the back, and we haven't really had that problem all season, so that was a little frustrating. Well, that's the good news. I mean, the season's not over, we know that, and we'd love to have won this tournament, but it wasn't to be, and now we just, we'll be upset tonight, but we'll wake up tomorrow, we'll smile, and we'll get ready for Monday, and we're very excited to be in the NCAA tournament.
Then on Monday, the Cowgirls got selected to the NCAA tournament. Getting there is only half the battle. Coach Carmichael.
I mean, it's very exciting. We've been doing this a long time, and we've had a lot of great teams that have played in this tournament. And anytime, first of all, that you see your name up there, it's just it's a great feeling. And to get to play here in front of our fans, in front of our kids' families, it's just an amazing opportunity for this group. And to be honest, they've earned it. They've had a great season, and they've worked super hard since August, and they really deserve the chance to play one more game on our home field, and we're really excited about that.
Coach Carmichael says a maturity factor among the younger kids and the fact that this group has a good senior group has led to where they are now.
If you go back with this team to last fall and even into the spring, we had some adversity, we had some bumps along the way, and for this group to come as far as they have, and that amount of time has been quite amazing. So yeah, this group will always be special to me. They've just, I think I said it in preseason, their work ethic since day one has been quite remarkable. And win, lose or tie, we've just talked about competing as hard as we possibly can all season, and this group have done it. And we joked around about it, but they have made my life easy. They've made my job easy because when you got a bunch of kids playing as hard as they can, there's not a whole lot you can be upset about.
We'll take a look at the opponent, the Missouri State Bears, coming up next. This is Cowgirl Soccer from Learfield.
Thanksgiving is just around the corner, and all month long at the Wilson Auto Family, you qualify for employee pricing for everyone with up to $12,000 off MSRP on a new 2017 Buick Enclave or up to $11,000 off a new 2017 Chevy Silverado Crew Cab. See dealer for details. Come see the Wilson Auto Family. Good people helping good people. Find new roads. Check us out at wilsonautofamily.com.
Good people helping good people out. Wilson Auto Family. That's what I'm talking about.
Does this sound like you? Or maybe your inner biker sounds like...
No matter what motorcycle motor is music to your ears, Shelter Insurance has a policy that's music to your wallet.
Shelter insures your fun stuff. Motorcycles to riding mowers, ATVs to RVs, bikes to bass boats. If it rides, rolls, or floats, we can cover it. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Ask Shelter Insurance Agent Wendell Stevens about a free insurance review at 1313 North Perkins Road.
Drop what you're doing and visit Cimarron Casino this November for your shot at the $1,000 Drop and Win giveaway. Visit us select Thursdays in November from 6 to 9 p.m. for your chance to be one of 8 lucky players to take a chance on the big board to win cash prizes and free play. Earn entries starting November 1st. Visit CimarronCasino.com for details. Cimarron Casino at Perkins. It's a whole new game. Owned and operated by the Iowa Tribe of Oklahoma.
Want to make your home a more comfortable place but don't think you can afford a top brand heating and cooling system? Well, Carrier has the right solutions for every budget. When you turn to your Carrier expert, they'll show you our full lineup of best-in-class home comfort systems and help you pick the one that best fits into your home budget. Because in this economy, who couldn't use a little more comfort? Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Turn to your local Carrier expert, B&L Heating and Air Conditioning in Stillwater. Visit them online at bnlheatingcool.com.
Back on our Cowgirl pregame show to Missouri State and OSU in the first round of the Women's Soccer Championships in the NCAA. Missouri State earned an NCAA tournament bid by winning last week's Missouri Valley Conference Championship title. 10-9-1 on the season and unbeaten at 5-0-1 in their last 6. They put up 5 shutouts and allowed just 1 goal during that span. Missouri State's leading scorer is junior forward Brooke Pronzinski, who leads the team with 6 goals. OSU coach Colin Carmichael on the Lady Bears.
We know their coaching staff really well. We used to play them every year, and they're always competitive. They're always good. So I know they had a great end to the season. I think they went 6 games unbeaten down the stretch. So they're a good team, and we'll talk with our team. We've been in some NCAA tournament games where we were seeded and playing against a team that probably wasn't as well known. But there's no easy games. You get to this point, everybody wins. They're all champions or teams that have a lot of wins, and so there's no easy one. We'll prepare as always, and we'll give them the utmost respect.
Missouri State has made the NCAA tournament only one other time. That came with the 2000 season, losing at Arizona State in the opening round. The Cowgirls are 5-2-0 all-time against the Bears, with the last meeting coming in Stillwater in 2013. The Cowgirls won that day 3-1. The Cowgirls have never lost to Missouri State here in Stillwater. The record is 4-0-0. The winner of today's match meets the winner of tonight's match between Duke and North Carolina Greensboro next Friday, November 17th. If Duke wins, and they're the number 2 team in the country, the winner of this game would go there. But if the Cowgirls were to win, and if Duke were to lose, the game would be in Stillwater next Friday night. Regardless of the opponent, Coach Carmichael says there's a challenge of advancing past the first round, as the Cowgirls have seen in their previous 3 tournament appearances.
Anytime you get in the NCAA tournament, you're playing a quality opponent. It's as simple as that. You're either playing an automatic qualifier who won their league, who have a lot of confidence, or you're playing an at-large team who have a ton of wins throughout the year to earn that distinction. So it's always a tough game. And, from our standpoint for this season, we're not too worried about what's happened in the past. We're more focused on us, and as we have been all season, we'll approach this like another big game, and we'll focus on making sure our kids are as ready as possible to play the game. And we'll talk a little bit about Missouri State and what they bring to the table, but for us it's all about making sure that we're as prepared as we can be to win the game.
With the old stadium coming to a close here in Stillwater after this season and the new stadium being built up around it right now, it's out of one era into another, starting with today's match. Coach Carmichael.
We've been in, I think, 10 of the last 12 years. We've hosted some and we've had to travel some. You'd always rather play here, but I think it speaks volumes, and it's really a reward for this team's hard work. You win the Big 12 regular season and win 16 games. I think people nationally take note of that, and I think that's the main reason we got the host. Our RPI was good, but we're the champion of a Big 5 power conference this year, and that's not easy to do. Trust me, we've been trying to do it for many years, and it's really, I'm so pleased for this group that they get to play one more game here because of that. I think it's great. I really hope we can get a win and keep the season going. But for what you just said, I think it would be a terrific honor to be able to close out kind of one era with a win in the NCAA tournament. That would be fabulous, and it would keep our season going. But just transitioning into the new stadium, which is going to be amazing. This team have done a terrific job of making sure we go out on the old stadium with a bang.
The Cowgirls are 9-0-0 on their home field this year, and that's only happened, an undefeated, untied season, one other time at home, and that was in 2008 when the Cowgirls were 10-0-0. The Cowgirls are ranked in 3 of the polls this week, as high as number 14 by Soccer America, number 18 in Top Drawer Soccer, and number 17 in the United Soccer Coaches poll. And the Cowgirls check in at the end of the regular season and the Big 12 tournament with the 32nd best RPI in the country, again ranked number 17. The Cowgirls lead the Big 12 in goals, assists, and points. We'll see how that turns into a possible win today against the Bears of Missouri State. Coming up, the starting lineups and play-by-play next. This is Cowgirl Soccer from Learfield.
How long has it been since you've been to Paradise? Paradise Seven Clans Casino is new and improved, featuring 7C Land and Cattle Steakhouse, the best wine and steak menu from Oklahoma City to Wichita, an indoor conference and event center for your favorite acts, and all your favorite gaming action on the floor. We're ready for you to come back to Paradise. Highway 77 in Red Rock. It's been too long.
You're at every game, hands in the air, rooting on your team. But who's cheering for you? At Mercy, our primary care doctors are on your side. They coach, they guide, they help you reach your health goals so you can be there for the Cowboys, game after game. It's an entire care team around the clock, always ready to serve. Find your support at mercy.net/Go Cowboys. Visit mercy.net/Go Cowboys. At Mercy, your life is our life's work.
This is Debbie from Charlie's Discount Drug again, reminding you to take your vitamins. Our full line of Mason natural vitamins and herbs are available every day to help you maintain your health. And every month we have Mason natural vitamin and herb specials. At Charlie's Discount Drug, we believe in maintaining your health at discount prices so you can spend your money on the things that make life worth maintaining. So come by and check out our monthly Mason natural vitamin and herb specials today. Charlie's Discount Drug, 723 South Walnut in Stillwater.
Hey kids, have you gotten your parents to sign you up for the McDonald's Pistol P Partners Kids Club? Pistol P Partners is the official OSU athletic kids club designed to get kids excited about OSU and become fans at a young age so they can be fans for life. For just $25, members get in free to OSU soccer, men's basketball where some exclusions may apply, women's basketball, tennis, wrestling, baseball, softball, and can have exclusive parties with the athletes and much more. Visit OKState.com to sign your child up today. Also sponsored by Academy Sports and Mercy Health.
Your home for OSU Cowgirl basketball. KGFY Stillwater. Cowboy Country 105.5 FM.
Welcome to the Cowgirl Soccer Complex. You've joined us in time for the national anthem. good morning from the Oklahoma State Cowgirl Soccer Complex. It's Cowgirl Soccer, and our pregame activity is getting ready to wrap up here as the Cowgirls are taking on the Missouri State Bears today. The Bears with a record of 10-9-1, but 5-0-1 in their last 6 matchups. The Cowgirls coming off the loss to Baylor in the Big 12 Championship a week ago yesterday, 16-3-2, and ranked as high as number 14 in the country. I'm Bill Van Ness, and glad to have you along the way for our broadcast today. Here are the starting lineups. Lexi and her last name is Palacito, the goalkeeper, freshman from Leawood, Kansas. My notes started to blow away on me there. A 5'11 freshman is their starter for Missouri State. The rest of their starters, Brittany Robinson, a defender, a 5'8 sophomore from Baldwin, Missouri, near St. Louis. Ashley Coonfield at midfield, a 5'4 sophomore out of Kearney, Missouri. Jacqueline Betts is a freshman from St. Louis out of Webster Groves High School, a 5'6 freshman midfielder. And their best player is Brooke Pronzinski. She is a 5'9 junior out of Olathe, Kansas, and she is their leading goal scorer with 6 on the year. And she'll start it forward. Mason Stamp is a defender, a 5'4 junior out of Wichita Andover Central High in Kansas. Kaylee Putnam is a midfielder, a 5'4 sophomore out of Council Bluffs, Iowa. Jordan Eichelman is a forward midfielder, a 5'7 freshman out of Derby, Kansas. Rachel Cottrell is a senior, 5'2 from Overland Park, Kansas. And it is Brooke Zimmerman, their other defender, a 5'8 senior from Stillwater, Kansas, out of Blue Valley High School. The head coach is Rob Brewer in his 22nd season. Kirk Nelson is in his 4th season as the associate head coach. Colin Carmichael, assisted by Justin Elkington, Karen Hancock, and Michael O'Hare. And their team is in the white with the orange numbers today. Missouri State is in the maroon tops with the silver numbers, or more of a gray, with the white shorts. And the lineup for the Cowgirls today, Kirsten Saragusa in defense. Anna Webb also in defense. Anna Beffer, a forward midfielder. Julia Lenhart at midfield. Also J.C. Jones at midfield. She'll play some forward. Elise Hahn, another defender. Charmaine Morgan in defense. Lauren Tressfield is a defender also. And the other 2 players, Haley Woodard at forward and Kim Rodriguez, the freshman, at midfield for the Cowgirls. And then the goalkeeper today for Oklahoma State, Michaela Ongaro, the 5'10 senior walk-on from Heartland, Wisconsin, and she's doing her graduate work trying to earn her MBA here at Oklahoma State. The officials today are Lizak Stalmach, the referee. The assistant referees on either side, Michael Kapp and Matt Trotter, and Roy Robinson is the alternate official down at the table for the substitutions today. The Cowgirls will defend the goal to the south. They'll have the wind at their back to start the game, going from left to right. That means Missouri State will push the ball into this 25-mile-an-hour wind out of the south, and they'll defend the north goal. It's 54 degrees, but it feels like it's 45 out here right now. It's the coldest day we've had in 4 years here for a soccer match. And the Cowgirls will see Missouri State kick it off, and this NCAA tournament game is underway, and a deep ball by Missouri State off the kickoff will roll to Ongaro to the left side of the 18 square, and she'll pick it up and punt it away. Ongaro on the season, 16 goals allowed, a .87 goals against average, 75 saves in 20 games, and over 1,650 minutes. Deep ball by the Cowgirls on the punt, headed by Missouri State. It's kicked to the near side wing and brought up the near sideline by the Lady Bears. Into the forward end, they'll bring it, trying to work control there, and Eichelman's taken off the ball by Saragusa, but Missouri State's going to win the loose ball with Putnam in open ground. She sends it down the far wing. Defenders back for the Cowgirls as Hahn outruns the ball and takes it back from left to right up the far sideline. Missouri State's goalkeeper Palacio, 12 games, 11 goals, 1.0 goals against average, and 55 saves on the season, a record of 5-3-1. Ongaro is 14-3-2 for the Cowgirls. Deep ball here by Saragusa. It'll take 2 hops to their keeper, and she'll punt it away inside the 18 square from the halfway line where that ball came from. A minute into the match, there is no score. And again, Missouri State working from right to left will try to control the possession. One thing Baylor did was keep the Cowgirls from touches. And the Cowgirls have already had 2 kicks beyond the 25 that they didn't have. All but 5 was all they had in the game against Baylor in the Big 12 Championship a week ago yesterday. Throw in for Oklahoma State over on the far side, and it's going to be taken there. Woodard over on the far wing with Beffer and some help now, bringing it down the sideline. Haley almost overran the ball, but takes it on the far wing, looks to bring it toward the center of the ground, sends it deep, but it's past Jones, who was coming in at the top of the 18, and it'll belong to the keeper for Missouri State. The Cowgirls this year 9-0 at home. Missouri State is a 4-4 team in true road games. And Oklahoma State 16-3-2 overall. The Bears 10-9-1 out of Springfield, Missouri. They're Division I in everything except football, where they are what used to be 1AA. Now back the other way it comes as Rodriguez at the halfway line brings it up the far wing, and we'll take it on a little give and go there from Webb. At about the 25, they send it deep to Woodard along the far corner over there, and they'll steal it away and send it back up the line. One thing that Missouri State does, they've got pretty good defenders. They've only allowed 1 goal in their last 6 games, and that was in the game they tied. The others have all been shutouts in winning the Missouri Valley Conference and earning this automatic bid, one of the 31 to the NCAA tournament. Baylor and Texas both won last night. TCU lost to Arizona, so one Big 12 team is out. And right now, West Virginia is playing along with the Cowgirls in the tournament. So those are the 5 teams that got in. Nice play there by Missouri State to take the ball away at the halfway line and send it deep along the near sideline for Eichelman. He'll bring it inside the edge of the 18. Looks for the centering pass. It's cleared out. That ball way up in the air is going to go out of the stadium and into the parking lot, and it'll be a corner kick here for Missouri State, as it'll be Jacqueline Betts who will take the kick, the freshman out of Webster Groves, out of St. Louis, Missouri. Corner kick, a short one to the right of the keeper. A little give and go back to her, taken off the ball and one there. Good defense by the Cowgirls. And that was Woodard who came all the way back the other way. Now she'll bring it all the way down on her own, past the halfway line, and the ball just kicked out of bounds as it got in front of her by Zimmerman to the table, and it belongs to the Cowgirls on a throw-in. Crestfield will throw it in along this near sideline in front of the Missouri State bench to our right. And still coming in here. If you're a student, you get in for free today. And again, everybody else, it's not a bad ticket to have today on really the only game in town, as the Cowboys, who were losing earlier in football, are out of town today at Iowa State. Cowgirls work to control at the halfway line and do going left to right. Into the forward end, this is Hahn, past the halfway line, taken there by Rodriguez. Rodriguez, a little touch there, gets it to Woodard in front of the 18 square, shoots, and it's way over the top of the crossbar. The extra point was good. Field goal would have been good, about 25, but in soccer it has to go under the crossbar and into the net, so that's going to be a goal kick for Missouri State. We played 4.5 minutes. There is no score. 45-minute halves, running clock except for injuries, timeouts, and penalties, and cards. Go back the other way, and it's Stamp who gets it across the halfway line for Missouri State. Broke it up by Hahn. Again, Missouri State has played well down the stretch here, and it'll be to the sideline. They'll keep it in, try to send it deep, but taken there by Oklahoma State in the back end. The defensive end, they'll send it back from left to right the other way. But I'm not sure, looking at Missouri State's schedule, that they played anybody like Oklahoma State this year as far as team speed is concerned. Tell you about their schedule. We get a break here in just a second. Out of bounds off of Missouri State along this near sideline. Isidore, who is also their other player in the match, is going to be knocking that ball away, and so a throw in by the Cowgirls. Morgan gets it into the near wing, taken there for a moment by Jones. Now Morgan again, and runs out of bounds with it, and this will belong to the Bears on a throw in to the right of their own bench. 5.5 minutes in. Kick a ball up in the air today, it's going to end up in the seats, and this one does by Missouri State, so this will be a halfway line throw-in to the right of that for Oklahoma State and Charmaine Morgan. They've beaten Central Arkansas and Southeast Missouri. They've also beaten Southern Illinois, Edwardsville, and Oral Roberts, Indiana State, UNI, and then Evansville, Illinois State, Loyola, Chicago, and UNI. Here's a chance in front. Cowgirls bring it down on the far side. Missouri State breaks it up. Players down over there, still trying to dig it out. 2 players still trying to dig it out, and now a foul is called. And this is just on the edge of the 18. It's outside the square. This is going to be a foul on Missouri State. So the Cowgirls, kind of like a short corner here from about the 6-yard line, going to be taking a free kick to the right of their goalkeeper here, Palacio. The ball will bend in from the kick toward the keeper as the wind is blowing out of the south right in the keeper's face. Here's the short little kick, and a header. It's going to go wide. Cowgirls try to clear it back in and miss the chance with Rodriguez on the near side. Kept in here by Jones. Ball's to the back line. They can't clear it. Now it's Rodriguez. 3-on-1, lost the handle, but they get it back out top. Jones, the ball centering pass is cleared away at the top of the 18 by the Bears. Cowgirls keep possession here as they have everybody past the halfway line except the keeper. Now down to the back line, deep, and that ball's going to go across the line for a goal kick. That got past Morgan into the back end, and so it will be a goal kick here for Missouri State. Missouri State on the season has been outscored by their opponents 27-24. But here down the stretch, it's just the opposite. In this win streak, they've outscored their opponents by a total of 6-1. Ball to the corner, and that's going to go out. It'll be a throw-in for Oklahoma State here to our right along the near sideline. Cowgirls on the season, 44 goals to their opponent's 17, leading the Big 12 in that category as far as goals scored. Throw-in comes along the back line. It's played off Missouri State. This will be a corner for Oklahoma State. So it went across the back line. This will be taken by Rodriguez, a left-footed kick to the left of their keeper, Olacio. We played almost 8 minutes. There is no score. Missouri State and Oklahoma State. Cowgirl midday soccer today for you here on KGFY Stillwater. Here's the kick toward the top of the 6. They missed the header. Missouri State trying to clear. The Cowgirls keep it in the zone. Play it toward the side. Now a centering pass in front. A shot. It's deflected in off the keeper. And the Cowgirls are on the board. Looks like Anna Beffer on the goal. Cowgirls lead at 1-0. Got the opportunity off the deflection. 36-56 left in the first half, and the Cowgirls are on the board. Call it Julia Lenhart on the goal. And it's a 1-0 lead. So Lenhart picks up the goal for Oklahoma State. I was screened out, and that's her third of the year. So the Cowgirls have the early lead, less than 10 minutes into the match. Julia Lenhart with the goal for the Cowgirls. She was in front at the top of the square, the sophomore out of Frisco, Texas, and took it and scored. So it's a lead of 1-0 for Oklahoma State. Missouri State now on the attack as they bring it up the halfway line. Try to bring it across the line. Over on the far wing, it'll be Stamp. They'll send it out off the Cowgirls. This will be a throw-in for the Bears. That series right there for Oklahoma State, really the first real good look at goal they had in the first 9 minutes of the match so far. Cowgirls were able to be successful there with second chance off that corner. Now the ball out of bounds, and it'll belong to the Cowgirls on a throw-in on the far sideline. Knocked down by Missouri State. They're going to say it's off OSU as it was touched there by Beffer, and a throw-in for, they're going to say it's off Missouri State, so a throw-in for the Cowgirls. There are two players right there together, and the official called it off the Bears. Now a deep ball that's going to give an offsides call over here by our near side official, Matt Trotter, and he raises that flag very quickly, as coming down quickly was Oklahoma State, and an offsides call, our first of the match. So a free kick for Missouri State about 10 yards to the right of the halfway line. They get it into the forward end, and the ball's going to trickle to the sideline off the Cowgirls. This will be a throw-in for Missouri State. Far side of the 18, trying to dig it out of there is Hahn. Cowgirls trying to win the possession back. Ball's kicked deep toward the back line. Bear player taken off her feet. A centering pass in front here and a chance. There's a dribbler. It's blocked out the top of the 18. Second chance ball is whiffed. Now another chance here by Missouri State. That ball is kicked to the defender who was out in front of the 6-yard line, and they clear it away, and the Cowgirls do a good job of getting out of trouble with Hahn and also in the defensive side with Tresfield. But Missouri State keeps the attack going. Cross from the far wing, centering pass in front. Broken up for a moment. They're trying to get it into Eichelman, and it was broken up again there by the Cowgirls. That was Morgan, who may have got kicked in the shins there. She's limping a little bit as she comes toward the sideline where the ball ends up over here in front of us. And now Missouri State will try to go back on defense again as the Cowgirls will work the ball to the near sideline. Jones from left to right into the forward end. Woodard, a nice pass, but in open ground, couldn't catch up to it, Lenhart, and so it's back to Missouri State. They'll turn it and go right to left the other way. With 34-13 left in the first half. Saragusa in front of Prodzinski there, and really her first look at the ball all day. Cowgirls trying to get it out of their own defensive end, having trouble here, struggling. Missouri State keeping the ball in bounds. A sliding play there by Eichelman to keep it in bounds, but they were unable to control it, and the Cowgirls take it away and go back up the ground. This is Rodriguez to the halfway line. A little bit of a give and go there with Hahn, who will bring it across the line. Webb there also. Now Saragusa and Lenhart over here on the near wing to Jones. Jones trying for the pass deep, and Haley Woodard gets open, but they're going to call her for offside. As soon as she stepped in front of the defender who fell down, She had not gained possession of the ball yet, and so that calls for an offsides from the near side official, and the Cowgirls called for that for the second time here in the last 3 minutes. So this will be a free kick from Missouri State at the 20-yard line of the Bears, going from right to left. A little short kick here against the wind. They'll do a little give and go, and now a deeper ball that hangs up to the far wing and going to trickle to the sideline, and nobody touched that, and so that's belonging to the Cowgirls. 12 minutes in, Oklahoma State has a 1-0 lead. Julia Lenhart with her third goal of the year. Couple of headers here, and Cowgirls try to knock down the loose ball off their own throw-in and control it at the halfway line, and they do. Kristen Saragusa, defender, a sophomore out of Rowlett, Texas, centers a ball into the middle of the ground. Beffer tries to send it deep to Woodard. It's headed out by the Bears. Now controlled by the Cowgirls, Rodriguez, over on the far wing at the offensive end to our left. Deep ball trying to find the back line, and it looks like that ball is played and off of a Bear and up against the fence. This will be a corner kick for Oklahoma State. This will be taken by Beffer, who was deep on that ball, and she'll set it up over on the right of the keeper at the northwest corner of the field here. Beffer, 12 assists and 4 goals, leads the country in assists. Here's the corner, top of the 18, deflected down. Chance there for Rodriguez, that was knocked down. Now a loose ball, and the Bears control it, and a foul by Rodriguez trying to get back to cover up the defender there for Missouri State. She had a chance from the right side in the 18, and that ball was blocked out by the person she ended up fouling, who was Eichelman. So free kick for the Lady Bears as they'll send it into the forward end here. And again, any ball hit in the air today against the wind is going to hang up. Cowgirls with a header off of Jones. They send it to the ground. Missouri State will play it along the sideline and now play it deep into their own end, or try to anyway. Saragusa, and now to Tressfield, who will send it back the other way. And then Missouri State, I believe, touched the ball and kicked it into the stands. Bates could not control it, and so it belongs to the Cowgirls to our right below us here in front of the scorer's table. With 31 minutes left in the half, the Cowgirls with a 1-0 lead here in Stillwater. The winner of this game, it's the winner of the North Carolina-Greensboro-Duke game, which is tonight. If Duke wins and the Cowgirls win, that game is at Durham next Friday. If the Cowgirls win and Greensboro pulls off the upset, then the game would be here in Stillwater next Friday night. Same scenario if Missouri State were to win. They would get the host if Duke loses to Greensboro and they win. Deep ball by the Cowgirls, picked up in the 18 by the keeper. Not really a shot, it was more of a pass. Now a punt here by Palacio against the wind with 15 minutes almost gone here in this first half. A 1-0 Cowgirl lead. They knock the ball down on the deep ball and bring it up the far side. Chance in front here if they can center it. Loose ball played off by Missouri State and sent back up the ground. This will run to the sideline, and the Cowgirls keep it in bounds. That ball deep along the sideline. Couple of headers there by Oklahoma State trying to send it forward. Ball is knocked down here by Missouri State. They'll turn it and bring it, or try to bring it back the other way from about their own 30-yard line. 1-0 Cowgirls. We are now at 15 in. Deep ball by Missouri State. They can't control it. Cowgirls run it down and play the possession. That's the speed thing I was talking about earlier. Rodriguez open for Woodard, and she's offside again ahead of the play. Ruin soccer is very similar to the blue line in hockey. You can't cross it without possession, and so that's kind of where it is here with a defender behind you and only one man in front. That is offside. That's the third time it's been called in the match. So the free kick, and already the ball past the halfway line. The Cowgirls try to run it down. If the Cowgirls have one advantage over Missouri State, it's the fact that they're a quicker team. Deep ball again, trying to play it up the ground near wing to Morgan. That ball run all the way down past the back line, and so this will be a goal kick for Missouri State. Neither team is subbed yet in the game, but I see people getting loose for both teams as well, so we may see some substitutions here in just a little bit as we are 16 minutes into the match. Goal kick is knocked down by the Cowgirls. They keep it in their own offensive zone to our right, and the ball trickles out of bounds off Missouri State. It'll belong to the Cowgirls. Morgan will throw it in for Oklahoma State. Tries to work it over here on the near wing to Lenhart. Now he gets it to Woodard. Woodard will center it at the 18, coming in from the right side, Beffer, but the ball's cleared away by Missouri State. And back out near the halfway line, Rodriguez will run it down. Now to Jones. Casey way out beyond the 18, gets it to Beffer. And they'll play it to Lenhart. Julia with the goal, centers it down inside. Jones, they cut the ball off, though, at the 18. Woodard runs it down. Missouri State again trying to clear it from the top of the 18. They do for a moment, but Lenhart's back in midfield to try to play it back, and they do. Saragusa, as they'll come back the other way and work with the defenders. And I guess they're doing the wave to keep warm. I can't think of any other reason why you would do that at this point in the game. Anyway, crowd's into it. No question about it. We have a big crowd here today, as we thought we might. There's still room for you if you want to come on out and watch the Cowgirls in Missouri State. Could be the final match of the season here at home. Playing between the 30s here. The Cowgirls working to control it. And it's centered to Beffer from Lenhart. Brings it down, has Woodard in front. No offsides this time. And now a whistle, and I think they did raise the flag. They did late over here on the near sideline. So Haley Woodard again ahead of the play, and it's a offside call by the near side official, Matt Trotter. So free kick at the 20-yard line from Missouri State. Cowgirls kind of stopped on the play there before the whistle blew because the official didn't see the flag until Oklahoma State was almost to the 6-yard line. That would have been an easy goal, but again, they're offside. Deep ball, Missouri State, played away by Saragusa, who brings it back the other way for the Cowgirls. Across the line to Morgan, works it in the offensive end along the near side, a 2-on-2 here, and Missouri State's going to win the possession back. This is Dizador, brings it into the forward end, sends it deep for Prodzinski along this near sideline. Her first real touch of the match offensively. Now it's played in front. Bates with a chance, trying to get open. It's a 2-on-5, a little short blast there from about 15, and it comes right to Ungaro. And again, the Cowgirls working with the wind at their back on offense here in the first half. 26:30 left to go before halftime. Deep ball here. They got to run it down. Woodard trying to take it away. She was onside that time, but Missouri State had defenders back. They'll kick it away, but Jones intercepts, and now it'll be Lenhart in open ground, the offensive end to our right. Gets it over here to Beffer. Beffer plays it in front. Shoots from way out and right to the keeper on one hop. He actually grabbed it in the air, knocked it down, and then picked it back up. Palacio did. And a big shot from about 25 out by Anna Beffer. Cowgirls have already had more offense today in the first 20 minutes than they had in 90 minutes against Baylor a week ago yesterday. And I would argue also, if you take the first or the second half of the OU game, about the same way. Ball's kicked deep, and the keeper down there by herself for Missouri State, and so they'll send it back the other way. That was something that they worked on, was being more aggressive in practice this week. We talked with Coach Carmichael about that here in the pregame show. Player down from Missouri State. Play on, says our official, Lizak Stalmach. He has not called many fouls here in the first half. The ball out of bounds along the far sideline. A throw in for Webb in Oklahoma State. With 25 minutes left in the first half, we played 20, and the Cowgirls have a 1-0 lead. Julia Lenhart with her third goal of the year. Into the forward end, this is Beffer from Lenhart. Down on the wing to Morgan, goes off her foot. Missouri State tries to control it and send it back the other way. They've only had one real good look at goal, and that was just a moment ago. They had another opportunity. They got broken up. So maybe they've had two. I'll give them credit for two here in the first half. Cowgirls have had about 6, including the goal, and now the ball out of bounds off Missouri State. And Morgan is noticeably limping, and so they're going to get her out of the game. And coming in for Oklahoma State will be Claire Ganser, the sophomore out of Plano, Texas. Cowgirls will have the possession here. It'll be Webb to throw it in front of the Missouri State bench. Cowgirls used to play Missouri State quite a bit, but have not played them until today, since 2013 in the regular season, and have never met them before in postseason until today. Beffer, ball from Webb, sends it deep for Woodard, broken up by Missouri State. Woodard trying to outrun the defender Zimmerman, gets a chance in front if she can keep possession. She'll pass it over to the wing, and the Cowgirls will start over if they can control it, and Ganser's over there on the far side. Cowgirls again going from left to right. This is Rodriguez out in front for Lenhart at about the 30. Brings it into the forward end here in Saragusa. Forward centers it down the ground to Woodard. It's popped in the air by Missouri State, almost back to the halfway line. They'll try to head it there. Saragusa runs it down for the Cowgirls. She and Tresfield will play with a couple of passes here. And here comes the ball up in the stands, and a nice catch by a fan. That's the third ball in the seats already here in the first half. The Wind playing havoc here with the kicks by Missouri State against the Wind here in the first half. It's a 1-0 game as we approach the halfway point of the first half here in Stillwater. A handball there by Beffer. Missouri State on the attack as they bring it across the line. This is Cattrall to the wing. Far side broken up there by Hahn, and a throw-in coming up here for Missouri State. This will be to the left of the keeper, Ongaro. Missouri State kind of taking their time here as we're at 22:50 left in the first half. 1-0 Oklahoma State. They'll line up at about the 8 to throw it in, and that's where they do throw it in. Get it into Coonfield over on the far wing. Now to Putnam. Back to Coonfield along the far sideline. Deep ball from there. Sent toward the square. Ongaro out of the box. Now a shot. It's going to go way over everything and out of the building here for Missouri State. This will be a goal kick for Oklahoma State. Ongaro had come out at about the penalty mark to the right of that as we see it, her left, and kind of knocked the ball away. But when she did, it got centered out in front. It looked like for Eichelman, and she took a blast from about 28 yards out that sailed over everything. That would have been an open goal score for Missouri State, but it was 20 yards over the net. So the goal kick is headed off the kick forward. Missouri State trying to run it down at the halfway line. 22 minutes left in the half here. Saragusa takes that ball on the defensive end. Cowgirls in white playing from our left to right here in the first half and leading 1-0. Winner of this game, it's Duke or NC Greensboro next Friday. If Duke loses, they're the number 2 team in the country. They're favored at home tonight, and it would be here in Stillwater next week if the Cowgirls win. Throw-in comes in as a deep ball went out of bounds off the Cowgirls. Missouri State along the near sideline here. Touch it at the halfway line. Bronzinski can't control it, and the Cowgirls will have a throw-in in front of the table. Only one sub so far here today, and that's by the Cowgirls for Claire Ganser. She came in for Charmaine Morgan, who may have tweaked an ankle a little bit on an offensive run by Missouri State back early in the game. Noise in the background you hear are the people trying to make noise on these metal bleachers here and trying to stay warm. 21 minutes left in the first half. Deep ball here. Missouri State keeper will just come out at the penalty spot and pick it up inside the 18. Kicks it in the air against the wind, does Palacio. It's knocked down at the center circle by the Cowgirls. Missouri State trying to control. And, well, almost let that thing seek back through, but it didn't. And now the Bears on the run going right to left. This is Eichelman. Centering pass is going to go deep along the near side for Coonfield, but the Cowgirls are going to run it down. And this is Saragusa to the ball first, and she'll turn and bring it back out of her own defensive zone. Low kick to the halfway line. Woodard's going to control that and has Beffer on the offense coming in from the right wing. Here come the Cowgirls. Beffer gives it off, leaves it in open ground to the right. Here is Haley Woodard. Woodard, the leading scorer on the year. And that ball is kicked off a Missouri State player for a corner. It's off of Zimmerman. This will be to the left of the keeper, Palacio. Woodard with 8 goals and 3 assists this year for the Cowgirls. 19 total points to Beffer's 20 for OSU. This will be Rodriguez again on another corner by the Cowgirls, again to the left of Palacio. With 19:50 left in the first half, the Cowgirls with a 1-0 lead and trying for more here in Stillwater. And the wind will bend this ball in toward the keeper. Here's the kick right into the 6, punched out by the keeper. And Palacio did a good job. Then on a rebound, a chance there for Webb. That's blocked out the top of the 18. And Missouri State will try to run it down over here on the near sideline. They kick it out of bounds, and the Cowgirls are going to have another throw-in. Missouri State's biggest problem today has been getting the ball out of their own zone. They've had difficulty doing that because Cowgirls spread it out so well. They keep the ball on offense. Here is Lenhart. Looks for the centering pass top of the 18, headed out there by Missouri State. Played over here by Rodriguez. They play off the ball and get it back. Missouri State does. Bring it into the forward end. They go across the halfway line. It's knocked down by Bronzinski on a header, but the Cowgirls have defenders back, and so they're able to regain the possession. OSU again going from left to right, defending the goal here to our left. And a deep ball, trying to run it down is Webb over here on the near sideline, slides, and then kicks it all the way across the back line from the right of the Missouri State bench. And it did everything but keep the ball in, and the ball a goal kick for Missouri State. with 18:30 left in the half. The Cowgirls with a 1-0 lead here in Stillwater against the Bears of Missouri State. Low kick by the keeper. Again, the Bears trying to play against this 25-mile-an-hour wind have had their struggles. Isadora in the first half, now getting it across the field to Putnam. She sends it up the ground. It deflects off a player, and the Cowgirls able to run it down with 18 minutes left in the first half. Cowgirls getting some players loose over here. You see Kumbaso and also Cammie Rodriguez getting loose over here. Cammie Huddleston, I should say, getting loose over here. They just control the ball at the halfway line here. Oklahoma State has played it from the near side to the far side, and now work to set up something on offense here with 17:40 left in the half. A 1-0 Cowgirl lead. And Julia Leonard, who scored the goal, has the ball. Now gives it to Pfeffer. Back to Julia, coming in from the right side. Julia trying to work around the defender, leaves it on the wing for Webb, and she gets it, and falls down, and again was not touched. She just got off balance. They clear it. The Bears do back out top of the 18, where it's run down by Rodriguez. And now back to Pfeffer. A little touch pass to the 18 there for Woodard. Ball's cleared away for a moment by the Bears. They send it back up the ground, but Rodriguez is there in front of the circle to take that pass for the Bears. And now Jones falls down, and a foul here is getting into her back was Missouri State on the defensive end. So a free kick from the Cowgirls here at about 35 out, maybe a little less than that. Over here on the angle is just a little bit to the right. So it's from the left wing, or the left point. And Rodriguez will take this kick. 16:40 left in the half. Still people coming in to watch this one. So we'll have a full house probably before we're done. Officials marks the ball for play. Two-man ball here for Missouri State. Kick is over that, into the 18. A header to the near side, another one. Now a chance in front. Here's a shot, and that's going to go wide by Lenhard to the top of the 18 to the far post. So the Cowgirls sub here. Marlo Zoller is the other player who has checked in. Junior out of Jenks. As I mentioned, coming in is Cammie Huddleston, freshman out of Aledo, Texas. And Kumbaso has checked in for the Cowgirls. Woodard and Jones and Rodriguez will check out for Oklahoma State. No subs here from Missouri State. Take that back. They've subbed one in. Cassie Flynn, a junior out of Darden Prairie, Missouri. She's a transfer out of Arkansas State. She just checked in a moment ago. So their first sub of the match here at 15:50 left before halftime. We'll update you on what happened in the Big 12 yesterday and what's going on around the country with the tournament coming up at the break. Cowgirls well represented in the polls this week, and some postseason honors as well. And we'll have more of those, and we'll talk about those at halftime. Saragusa brings it across the line to Zoller. Ball's popped up in the air. Webb trying to head it down to the sideline. The wind just plays havoc with the ball once it's up in the air, and it'll belong to the Cowgirls on a quick throw-in. Cattrall tries to send it forward, and the pass is met there by the Cowgirls at the halfway line by Tresfield. He tries to send it forward. Missouri State has numbers back, and they'll turn and go the other way with 15 left in the half. They're looking for the equalizer. Cowgirls play them off the ball, but a good effort there by Kudenfield to stay with it. And Missouri State will keep the possession after the deep ball was delivered out by the Cowgirls. Bronzinski and sends it over here on the near wing in front of Flynn at the top of the 18. Cleared out to the halfway line by the Cowgirls. They'll flip the field and come the other way left to right. This is Beffer to the forward end. Leaves it for Zoller. And they'll go ahead and run this down, but it's offsides as, again, the Cowgirls were 20 yards ahead of the play there that time. And an easy call for Matt Trotter over here on the near sideline. So Missouri State with a free kick at about the 30. 14:20 left in the half. Cowgirls with a 1-0 lead. Julia Lenhard scored in the first 9 minutes of the match here. Here's the kick. All the way down to the 20-yard line. Headed out there by Tresfield. Trying to dig it out here, Missouri State's Flynn. No foul. They're letting them play today. Deep ball here by the Cowgirls, sent deep by Saragusa. They'll try to run that ball down, and they do. This is Zimmerman who sends the ball to the near sideline, but it stays in. She was trying to kick it out, and the wind slowed it up. It ends up going off of Marlo Zoller, who came over to take the ball for the Cowgirls. This will be a Missouri State throw-in deep in their own defensive end to our right. And this girl that does the throw-in does a somersault. You don't see that very often. That is Flynn, who just came into the match. So we'll watch for that again. Trying to think of the games I broadcast this year. That's the first somersault throw-in I've seen. Used to be a girl at A&M that did that, but she's graduated, and they, of course, have gone on to the SEC. Here's Beffer, a centering pass down deep, trying to find Zoller. Keeper will just come out and fall on that ball at about the 15-yard line. Well, Marlowe was almost held literally from behind inside the square. That maybe in August is a penalty kick, but not today. There wasn't enough contact to force that to be held. And so it will belong to Missouri State. That ball trickles to the far sideline. It's off Oklahoma State for a throw-in. And now a substitution here again for the Bears, as they will bring in Emma Scornia. Scornia, that's the way it's pronounced, the hard K. And it's a 5'4" freshman out of Springfield, Missouri. She's a hometown girl out of Springfield Catholic. So we will see her come in here with 12:30 left in the first half. And Oklahoma State leading 1-0 and trying to gain possession back. They do off the throw-in on the far side. Missouri State sends it back up the ground to the halfway line. They'll play it back the other way, does the Cowgirls. Missouri State sends it forward, that ball to the sideline. And again, it's a throw-in at the midway point here of the game, or of the field rather, across the way for the Cowgirls. 12 minutes left in the first half. OSU leads 1-0. Winner goes on to round 2, which is next week. Either here, if Duke loses, or at Durham, North Carolina, if Duke wins. Leonard on the far side, trying to get it over to Zoller. All the way back to Julia, who works it out high for Ganser at the 25-yard line. Ganser trying to center it for So. Broken up by Missouri State, but the Cowgirls have numbers at the halfway line, so their defenders come up. And this will be Webb again over here on the near side. She switches sides of the field when So comes into the match. And Missouri State wins possession and brings it back the other way. Disador to the near wing. And it is taken there by Bates. I asked if Disador is any relation to the Disadors who live here in Stillwater. They said no. So she's out of Lenexa, Kansas, out of Kansas City area. Sideline throw-in from Missouri State as that ball went off the Cowgirls along the near sideline right below us here. So Missouri State on offense here to our left with 11 minutes left in the first half against this wind. Here's the substitute, or I should say the somersault throw-in, again by Flynn. She did one of those a moment ago. Ball's headed up in the air by Oklahoma State. They're able to win possession for the moment. The ball is knocked down by Putnam at the 40-yard line and sent up the ground. The Cowgirls in open field will just see this ball trickle over in front of the far side official, and Elise Hahn will send it the other way. A lot of these girls for the Cowgirls not wearing the long sleeves today, many of them in short sleeves. And Hannah Webb is one of those that touches the ball. She gets it to Kumba, and now she and Webb on a give and go at the halfway line, send it down the ground, trying to run it down is Marlo Zoller. It's pinned along the sideline. That ball will roll to the back line. This will be a goal kick for Missouri State. Bears losses this year to Arkansas State, Mississippi State, also to Little Rock, also to St. Louis, to UMKC. They lost in double overtime to Tulsa, lost to Valparaiso, lost to Loyola of Chicago, but they bounced back to beat them in the tournament, and in part, one of those wins getting them to this NCAA. Here's Zoller, and again, the Cowgirls are offsides, just a step ahead of the play along the near sideline. That is 5, I believe, here in the first half. But they've been called on here, all by the same official. So a free kick from Missouri State with 9:30 left in the half, and a 1-0 lead for Oklahoma State. Bates, near sideline, sends it deep, trying to run it down is Scornia. Cowgirls beat her to the ball and send it back up the ground with Webb at the halfway line. It's kind of pinballs around there, and it's taken by Disador. And the Cowgirls lose the possession for the moment. Here's Missouri State on the run, trying to set something up. Flynn down the center of the ground, trying to get it to Eichelman. Across the way to Putnam. And again, break that up somewhat, and so they'll start over again with Disador, the midfielder, halfway to the 18. Now a deep ball sent toward the 18 is headed out of there by Tressfield to the sideline, and the Cowgirls clear it back to midfield. Missouri State trying to win it, but they can't. And there's Marlo Zoller with the headband on, the long sleeves, the gloves, and all. She is out there trying to set something up here and give the second goal to the Cowgirls. Deep ball trying to play it to So. A couple of headers here by Missouri State, but against the wind, they can't get it out of their own zone. And now the Bears will play it back to Zimmerman, who will play it forward, and they turn it in open ground. Here comes Flynn again. Flynn up the near sideline. Sends a pass deep. Trying to run it down there is Scornia. Scornia 2-on-1 against her here on the back line. The Cowgirls dig it out, trying to win the possession. The ball's played back up the sideline. Missouri State makes the mistake of touching it right here in front of the Cowgirl bench. Flynn should have let that ball go. Instead, it's a throw-in for Oklahoma State with 8 minutes left in the first half. Cowgirls with a 1-0 lead. Julia Lenhart scored early in the game with 36:56 left in the first half. Deep ball played by Missouri State, but the Cowgirls have numbers in the defensive end, playing from left to right. So they take the ball back with 7:30 to go in the half. This is Beffer. And a collision, and ball goes out of bounds. It's off Missouri State. Everybody bounced right back up and is okay. And now the whistle about something here by the official, and I think they're going to let a sub in here for Oklahoma State. This is Taylor Olson, and she's got a big fan club right over here to my right here. Have made the trip up from San Antonio. And she checks in here for the first time out of Ronald Reagan High School, the 5'4" freshman. And Olson's had a very good year, and of course she had that hat trick earlier this year on the road for the Cowgirls at UTSA in that 6-0 win. Off the throw in here, Missouri State trying to gather it. Can't win the possession yet. And along the near sideline, it is Scornia who gets bumped, and the ball goes off Oklahoma State. So a throw in here for Missouri State. And they started to let Flynn do the somersault, and they said, nah, better not do that. Not in the Cowgirl bench anyway. And Bates will throw it in, gets it to the top of the line there for Zimmerman. It's cleared out, though, on a deep ball by the Cowgirls with 6:28 left in the half. Cowgirls might have something going here. So a deep ball will have come to Olson, but it was knocked down by Zimmerman. And now they'll turn it, bring it back the other way. And across the line, Robinson for a moment, but loose ball picked up by Ganser with 6:10 to go in the half. Cowgirls lead 1-0. Ball was kicked deep into the 18 and just picked up there in front of Jones, who was coming in for the Cowgirls, by the goalkeeper, Lexi Palacio. It was a deflection off of her by Lenhart that scored the goal, originally starting off of a corner. A couple of rebounds and a third opportunity went in early in the match. Now we have 5:40 left in the first half. Again, that's the wind as we're sitting outside again today here at the Cowgirl Soccer Complex, getting into the mic, but not too bad. Fowler made a good play on a ball at the halfway line to turn it and send it the other way. She gets it back, and down the ground they come. She'll center it right in the middle of the field there for So. And now to Saragusa, who will bring it across the line with 5:17 left in the half. Lenhart, Saragusa, a little give and go there, knocked away by Scornia. And back to Webb. Now the Cowgirls will play it forward, going left to right. This is Lenhart, or is that Jones? It's Jones, I believe, or Beffer, that's who it was, inside the 18 for a moment. Now the ball's cleared back out. Now Lenhart to the halfway line, gets it to Saragusa. Back inside the halfway line. She falls down, trying to send a deep ball toward Olson into the 18, but it's picked up there by the keeper, Palacio, with 4:40 left in the first half. Cowgirls maintaining the 1-0 lead. Missouri State, I believe, has only had 2 shots in the first half, and maybe one of those on goal, and that's it. Here's a ball that pinballs off of Bates along the near sideline as Webb took a tumble, and she'll throw it in on the throw-in here in front of her own bench. 4:18 left in the half. Cowgirls take the throw-in, so at the halfway line, we'll play it over on the far wing to Elise Hahn. Sophomore out of Melissa, Texas, north of Dallas. Sends it down the far sideline. Has a man deep trying for the cross, and that ball's going to go across the back line off Oklahoma State. Sub here for Missouri State. Bryn McQuaid checks in, a freshman out of Jenks, out of Tulsa. He's a defender midfielder, a 5'8" freshman. And I believe Pronzinski will check out. with 3:40 left in the half. Boy, they have not let her touch the ball much today at all. Ball played in the Cowgirls defensive side to our left here, and they're going to try to get it out. Again, they go left to right with the wind here in the first half. Missouri State will have the wind at their back in the second half. Still trying to get it out of their own zone here. It's sent over to Tressfield, and now over to the wing to Hahn on the far side. Hahn will deliver it over to Ganser, still this side of the halfway line. Let's play it back to Loren, who will send it over here to Saragusa on the near wing with 3 minutes left in the half. So to the far wing, and now they'll set up something over there with Lenhart. Past the halfway line now, going left to right. Ball is centered, trying to bring it into the forward end. Now the Cowgirls have open ground. Saragusa up the near side. Sends it over here to Webb. Webb, little touch there to Zoller. Brings it toward the top of the 18. He's going to shoot. That ball's going to go way wide of the far post. Trying to bend it in and maybe take advantage of the wind here and mess up the keeper's view of that. But it's a goal kick for Missouri State, and we've said that a lot today as the Cowgirls have definitely had the advantage on the offensive end. Of course, we have seen, with the wind and without it, how that thing can change. We'll see what they do after halftime. 2:17 left before the break. The Cowgirls have a 1-0 lead here in Stillwater. NCAA tournament, first round. There's a collision. 2 players down. Play on, says the referee. And Missouri State is trying to get it out of their own zone. Both players up and all right. Now they take a tumble again. That was Webb and Bates for the second time. They're going to call Webb on the foul. To his credit, Isak Stalmack has let him play here in the first half. We've not had the hard physical game either that we saw with Baylor 8 days ago up in Kansas City. 1:40 left in the half. Baylor trying to get not Baylor, but Missouri State trying to get the equalizer here before halftime. They can't get it past the half circle here as it belongs to the Cowgirls as they run it down again. Zoller over here on the near side, still on the defensive side. They go left to right. So over here to Saragusa. And still on the defensive side. Now they get it to Olsen past the halfway line. Here comes Taylor. She'll use her speed up the sideline. If the ball can stay in bounds, it does. She centers it, looking for the cross to Huddleston. Cleared out of there on the back end by Missouri State as we approach 1 minute left to go here in the first half. So 1 minute left now before halftime as the ball centered at the top of the 18. Missouri State numbers there for the defensive side until they'll work it back to the halfway line. The wind has not died down much here. There's a tumble by the Cowgirls, and we get a ball out of bounds as Huddleston bounces right back up. This will be a throw-in for Oklahoma State. I believe they're going to call a foul here on Missouri State, and they did. So a free kick here, and Lorraine Tressfield will take the kick, comes right to the keeper. She blasted that from in front of the Missouri State bench. And just catching it like a punt in football on a fair catch with 23 seconds left was Lexi Palacio. Down to 18 seconds left in the half. 1-0 looks like it's going to be our halftime score here. Deep ball by Hahn. This is way up in the air. Going to take a bounce and another bounce and come right to the keeper. That's going to take us to halftime. And it's Oklahoma State 1, Missouri State 0 here at the break. Halfway to a win and going on to round 2 today against the Bears. But the wind is in the other direction for the second half. And we'll see what happens coming up in a few moments. Cowgirls have a 1-0 lead here. The NCAA Women's Soccer Championship, round 1 here in Stillwater. This is Cowgirl Soccer from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Brandy Moore. At Tiger Drug, we take pride in providing fast, friendly, personal service. Craig, Carla, Troy, and I are all pharmacists who put your healthcare needs first. While you're getting your medicine, take a look at our selection of gift merchandise. Whether it's toys, candy, cards, or candles, we have the right gift for your special occasion. Remember Tiger Drug, where the customer always comes first.
Stillwater Medical is proud to announce the addition of Carmen Legacy Hospice into our family of services. Stillwater's only nonprofit hospice and their staff of caring and dedicated professionals has been serving the community for over 35 years. Coping with a terminal illness can be overwhelming. Our staff wants you and your family to know that you are not alone. We will be by your side every step of the way, providing you with comfort and compassion. For more information about Carmen Legacy Hospice, call us at 405-377-8012.
Drop what you're doing and visit Cimarron Casino this November for your shot at the $1,000 drop and win giveaway. Visit us select Thursdays in November from 6 to 9 p.m. for your chance to be one of 8 lucky players to take a chance on the big board to win cash prizes and free play. Earn entry starting November 1st. Visit CimarronCasino.com for details. Cimarron Casino at Perkins. It's a whole new game. Owned and operated by the Iowa Tribe of Oklahoma.
Hi, I'm Bill Knight for Bill Knight Ford. All sports are built on tradition. But at Bill Knight Ford, we know that here in Oklahoma, it's more than just a tradition. It's a way of life, forged from loyalty and dedication. It's unwavering pride that survives the losses and is ignited by the wins. Bill Knight Ford is proud to support the OSU Cowboys and Cowgirls, Stillwater High School Pioneers, and the Perkins Tryon Demons. We wish them the best of luck this season.
Right here in Stillwater, the NCAA Women's Soccer Championship. Oklahoma State with a 1-0 lead here against the Bears of Missouri State, making their first playoff appearance in a number of years. And the Cowgirls back in it at home again this year after winning a spot last year in the NCAA tournament. They missed a couple of years there in the early 2010s after having that great run. The Cowgirls trying to win today for the first time in 4 matches at home in the NCAA tournament. Other than the score, this game's pretty even. The numbers on this one, first we'll give you the score. At 8:04 of the first half, Julia Lenhart, her 3rd goal of the year. Anna Beffer and J.C. Jones got credit for the assist. So for Beffer, that is number 13 on the year, and that leads the country in assists. And for J.C. Jones, that is her 6th goal of the year. It was a shot from 10 yards out that deflected off the keeper and went in. And that was set up by a corner by Rodriguez. A couple of touches there, and then another rebound and a chance for Beffer. She got it to Jones, to Lenhart, who kicked it in. And it deflected off the keeper, Lexi Palacio, and the Cowgirls with the 1-0 lead at the break. Shots were 7-4 Cowgirls in the first half. Corner kicks were 3-1 Oklahoma State. The fouls were 3-3. Even in the match. There was one team save by Missouri State on a shot in the first half. I believe that was by Kim Rodriguez. Then Palacio also made a save and allowed a goal in 45 minutes. Ungaro, 45 minutes, 1 save, no goals allowed for Oklahoma State. And the Cowgirls were called 4 times. I'd said 5, but it was actually 4 times for offsides in the first half. So the numbers again, 4 shots, 1 on goal for Missouri State, 3 fouls. And for Oklahoma State, 7 shots, 3 on goal, 1 goal, 2 assists, and 3 fouls in the first 45 minutes. The individual numbers, Mary Dizador had a shot for Missouri State. Jacqueline Betts with a shot and a shot on goal. And Betts' shot came early, about 10 minutes into the first half. Kaylee Putnam with a shot, and Rachel Catrell with a shot also from Missouri State. For the Cowgirls, Anna Beffer with a shot on goal, and an assist, number 13 on the year, and that leads the country in that category. Julia Lenhart, 2 shots, a shot on goal and a goal. And J.C. Jones with a shot and an assist in the first half. Haley Woodard with a shot. Kim Rodriguez with 2 shots, 1 on goal in the first half. The Cowgirls subbed 5 in the first half. Olson, Huddleston, Zoller, So, and Ganser. Scornia, then Flynn and McQuaid checked in for Missouri State. There were no cautions or ejections in the first half. So that's the way the first half went, with the Cowgirls in a 1-0 lead here at halftime. We'll come back with more from the NCAA tournament. This is Cowgirl Soccer from Learfield.
Cowboy fans, skin cancer continues to be a growing epidemic, but Stillwater Dermatology Clinic is there for you. With locations in Stillwater and Ponca City, board-certified dermatologist Dr. Thomas Hall is available to help you with all your skincare needs. Dr. Hall treats acne, psoriasis, and all skin disorders, and also offers cosmetic and laser services. Call 405-533-DERM or visit stwderm.com today.
Cowboy fans, stop by Chris's University Spirit today to sign up for the Orange and Black Spirit Club for only $40. You'll receive a membership club shirt and a 20% off card good on items for 1 year from purchase. All you have to do is stop in at 244 South Knobloch on Campus Corner in Stillwater before it's too late. Also visit us online at chrisuniversityspirit.com today.
Debbie, owner and pharmacist of Charlie's Discount Drug, inviting you to check out our everyday fast and friendly service. Did you know that most prescription co-payments are the same no matter where you go? At Charlie's Discount Drug, we value our customers and we believe our fast and friendly service sets us apart. So come in today and see why our customers prefer Charlie's Discount Drug. At Charlie's Discount Drug, we believe in discounting prices without discounting service. 723 South Walnut in Stillwater.
Whether you're looking for a bite to eat before the game or a place to celebrate another Cowboys win, University Dining Services has you covered. With more than 30 individual restaurants across campus, there's something for everyone without ever having to leave campus. You'll find everything from freshly made sushi to top-notch burgers. So pull up a chair, dig in, and feed your inner cowboy. Be sure to learn more about University Dining Services at dining.okstate.edu.
Cowgirls Soccer as the Cowgirls lead 1-0 here against the Missouri State Bears. And the way the bracket will work, if the Cowgirls win this matchup today, they'll get the winner of the Duke-UNC Greensboro matchup tonight. That'll be played at the Duke Soccer Complex there in Durham, North Carolina. And they would get to host the next round game, by the way, if both the Cowgirls and Duke win. If Duke wins, they would host either Missouri State or Oklahoma State. West Virginia leads Bucknell 1-0 in their game. 9th goal of the year by Michaela Abram. That came with about 2 minutes left in the first half. So that is the only other Big 12 game that is going on today. Everybody else played last night. TCU suffered the only loss of the night as far as the Big 12 is concerned of the 5 teams that are in the tournament. They lost at Arizona 2-1, and that was a late score by Arizona that won that game. As a result, the TCU Horned Frogs are out. The other wins yesterday were by Texas and by Baylor. Not surprising that Baylor's run continues. They, of course, took what they did in the tournament in Kansas City and parlayed that into the automatic qualifier for the NCAA tournament, which got them into the tournament as the champions from the Big 12 as they knocked off TCU in overtime last weekend up in Kansas City. And they won their matchup yesterday. I'm trying to pull out my notes here. So a 3-2 win over Rice. And so they'll travel to College Station next week. So they'll stay in the state of Texas after hosting last night. And they'll get whoever's left out of that group that's playing there today. Texas beat North Texas 3-0. And so they remain in the tournament as well this week. So far of the 5 teams, of which 2 are playing right now, West Virginia and Oklahoma State have the lead. 2 of the other 3 who played last night have all won. Stanford is the top seed in this overall tournament, and Duke is the number 2 seed overall in this tournament. And they are ranked right now number 3 behind North Carolina, who's also a 1 seed in this tournament, as is Duke. Stanford at 18-1-0 coming into action this weekend is the number 1 team in all of the polls. And North Carolina Duke, the potential second-round opponent for the Cowgirls in Durham next Friday night, came into the weekend 19-2-0. And then UCLA, South Carolina, Texas A&M, West Virginia, Central Florida, and USC, who are the defending champions. They beat West Virginia in the title game a year ago, and then Penn State. The Cowgirls are ranked 17th in the soccer coaches poll, United Soccer Coaches Poll. They're 14th in Soccer America, 18th in Top Drawer, and they dropped out of the Hero Sports Poll this week, but if you take it out far enough, they are number 29 in that poll. They had been ranked number 23, so it's the first time in 3 weeks they've dropped out of all of the polls collectively. They're in 3 of the 4. In the region, the Cowgirls were ranked the number 3 team in the region, West Virginia, Baylor, and then Oklahoma State, and then Texas. So all Big 12 teams in the top 4 as far as the South Central region is concerned for the United Soccer Coaches Poll. Doesn't mean a whole lot now because you're already in the NCAA. You know what your seeding is and all of that, and you know what your bracket is going to be. As again, Oklahoma State a 1-0 lead here at halftime in their matchup here this afternoon against the Missouri State Lady Bears. The Cowgirls Of course, we told you last week about some of the Big 12 honors that came to this team. And again, to recap, West Virginia with a 1-0 lead against Bucknell, so they have the same lead that the Cowgirls have in this matchup here this afternoon. The Cowgirls earned that NCAA berth here with this matchup today, coming off the tournament games up in Kansas City. I had some more notes here about some postseason honors, but apparently I don't have them with me. They haven't blown away. So we'll get into those in the next broadcast. But anyway, the Cowgirls well represented, as we told you last week, with the NCAA and with the postseason honors from the Big 12. Of course, wishing it had been a little bit better tournament. But as it turns out, it ends up being a host for the Cowgirls. They're able to, of course, play here in this stadium. This could very well be the final game in this stadium the way it looks right now. We keep reminding you that construction is underway, literally all around us here to the left and right, and especially across from us. $20 million project that will be completed next summer. New press box will sit atop the stadium. The west side of the stadium will have 2 club levels with a capacity of 80 and 2 suites and a capacity of 20 guests each. The west side will be anchored by a club area at field level that can host more than 100 and serve as a player lounge and nutrition area on non-game days. The north end zone will have seating for 400, including a patio, a building, and a concourse. That is under construction as well. And there'll be some other seating as well, and a big scoreboard to our south as well. All this because of the late Neil Patterson, as, of course, the Cowgirl players are wearing his initials as a patch on their jersey this year. Neil, the owner, an OSU alumnus, owner of Sporting Kansas City. And really another reason why the Big 12 tournament is in Kansas City, and another reason why that Slope Soccer Complex has been built up there, where the old Chiefs training ground was at Slope Park way back in the day. Unfortunately, he passed away earlier this year from cancer. You go by, when you go to Slope Park, coming in the way we do on 435, you look to your right, you see Sterner Corporation, and they're also building a new building up by where the old Bannister Mall used to be. That's all Neil Patterson. That's all his company. And unfortunately, he's not going to live to see all this, but it is a fantastic thing that he has done, along with others, to contribute to this program and allow for the Cowgirls to have what is going to be a great facility here when it's all said and done. And again, that will be open and up and running for business come next summer and the 1st of August when we play the exhibition and all the regular season non-conference games. That'll be coming up. Both teams are headed back out on the pitch here, and so we're about ready to start the second half coming up in just a moment. Cowgirls with a 1-0 lead. Julia Lenhart's goal at 8:04 here against Missouri State in the first half. Second half action coming up. This is Cowgirl Soccer from the NCAA tournament from Learfield.
At Johnson's of Kingfisher, we're celebrating 90 years of saving customers just like you money on a new or used car or truck. And right now, during the Black Friday sales event, cash in on year-end low prices at Johnson's on every new Jeep Cherokee, Jeep Grand Cherokee, and Jeep Wrangler in stock. Johnson's has tremendous selection and are paying top dollars looking for nice, clean trade-ins. Make that short drive to Johnson's of Kingfisher, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram during the Black Friday sales event. I promise you will save money.
At Stillwater Medical Center, we're asking for more.
From our nurses
and our staff. We're devoting ourselves to providing unhurried and compassionate care.
Our mission is simple, to perfect the patient experience.
It's everything you expect from a major medical center.
With all the things that you love about a hometown hospital.
Learn more about our mission at stillwatermedical.com.
Fuzzy's Taco Shop on the Strip in Stillwater is the new home for the Coach Colin Carmichael Show. Join us this fall every Tuesday to meet Coach Carmichael and discuss all things Cowgirl soccer as they fight for the Big 12 title. All game days start at Fuzzy's with its casual, fun atmosphere, Baja-style Mexican food, and ice-cold beer on the patio. Feed your addiction at Fuzzy's, proud sponsor of Cowgirl Soccer. And make sure to like us on Facebook and download our app for great deals.
This is Debbie, owner and pharmacist of Charlie's Discount Drug. In times like these, we all need to find ways to save money. At Charlie's Discount Drug, we believe in giving you the highest quality services at discount prices every day. We provide free prescription delivery, and we give discounts on prescriptions for patients under 6 and over 60. These are just a few of the quality services available at Charlie's Discount Drug. So call 624-3535 or come by 723 South Walnut and save today. Remember, discount is our middle name.
your home for OSU Cowgirl basketball. KGFY Stillwater, Cowboy Country 105.5 FM.
And here in Stillwater at the Cowgirl Soccer Complex, about ready to start the second half. OSU will kick off, and they'll go from our right to left. Michaela Ongaro, who will defend the north goal. And down to our south is the Missouri State goalkeeper, Lexi Palacio, as Missouri State will have the 20-mile-an-hour wind at their back. Here in the second half, it's just a 1-0 lead for Oklahoma State as Julia Lenhart's third goal. Behind Beffer and Jones, their assists, and the Cowgirls at 8:04 the first half had the only goal of the first half. Cowgirls will work it as we're underway here in the second half. Still in the back end here, going from right to left as the defensive players work it up for Oklahoma State. Claire Ganser getting the second half start for OSU. Halfway line to Beffer. They'll play it back to Saragusa on the right wing across the ground, and she'll bring it to the halfway line. Saragusa with the defender Rachel Catrell on her. Sends it deep down the far sideline, and Missouri State will just come out with their keeper inside the 18th and play the ball ahead. Now we'll see what Palacio can do to punt it away with this 20-mile-an-hour wind at her back. Freshman out of Leawood, Kansas. Big kick past the halfway line in the circle. Big header there by the Cowgirls by Lenhart. Knocked down by Jones, who's back in the game for OSU, and the Cowgirls go right to left on offense. Deep ball to Haley Woodard. Into the near wing for Ganser. Near the back line, left of the 18. Ganser trying to get around the defender over there, who's Robinson. Centers it through the box, and there's nobody there for Oklahoma State. Cleared away for a moment by the Bears. Now it is Rodriguez trying to send it forward. It's knocked away by Missouri State, and they'll turn it and bring it the other way. To the halfway line is Cantrell across the line on her own. 1v1 brings it to the halfway line, run off the ball, and a good play there by OSU to send it back the other way. That was Lorraine Tresfield, and she gets the ball from Lenhart into the forward end. Rodriguez down the far sideline, staying in bounds. Cowgirls on right wing, send it toward the back line, look for the big cross, and then it'll go to the top of the net, and will be in for a goal kick. Cowgirls have outshot them 7-4 here in the first 47 minutes of this match. Again, in a lot of ways, except for Lenhart's goal, this game very even. Cowgirls have been the dominating team, though, on offense. They just don't have a whole lot to show for it. Here's Woodard trying to get out of trouble, and does, as a player fell down trying to block her out in the forward end for the Cowgirls. Beffer now on a 1v2 was tied up for a moment, plays it back to the halfway line, and Missouri State will play it forward. They don't have anybody down the ground. That ball's going to trickle toward the sideline. It may run out before the Cowgirls get to it. It does. This will be a throw-in defensive side for the Cowgirls to our right across the way. 2.5 minutes into the second half, OSU with a 1-0 lead. The winner gets Duke or NC Greensboro. They play tonight, and that will be next Friday night on the road, unless Greensboro pulls off the big upset and beats the number 2 team in the country, number 3 in most of the polls. Number 3 we'll call them, and a number 1 seed in Duke. They will host tonight in Durham. Ball goes out of bounds to the sideline. A throw in for Oklahoma State in front of the Missouri State bench, which is to the right of the halfway line on the near sideline. 3 minutes into the second half, still a 1-0 Cowgirl lead. Neither team with a real good look on the attack either way to start. Now the ball into the forward end, Missouri State with a chance, and a cross, and Ongaro goes down, gets the ball, and then gets literally run over by one of the Missouri State players that was coming in from the top of the 6-yard square. Looked like they were trying to set up a cross from the near side. That was Cantrell who was there, and Michaela was on the ball very quickly. Right now to play again, and Oklahoma State turning it, bringing it right to left to the forward end. Here comes pass down to Jones, played off the ball there by Robinson. Missouri State can't get it out of their own zone. Beffer runs down the loose ball, tries to center it to Woodard. It's intercepted again by Robinson. She'll send it deep the other way, and a header by Hahn to the halfway line and out of bounds for a Missouri State throw-in. Bears again with the win at their back, going from left to right here in the second half, but trailing 1-0. Season on the line. Of course, single elimination in the NCAA tournament. Deep ball for Missouri State. That'll go all the way to the back line as the wind carries that well in front of Control down there, and so it goes out of bounds. And a goal kick for Michaela Ongaro. She's really made, I guess, 2 plays on balls today. Kicks it here against the wind off the 6-yard line. Doesn't get to the halfway line. Cowgirls trying to clear it away. And they'll win possession. They're just a little bit quicker than Missouri State. Lenhart across the halfway line. Julia long sleeves, no gloves. She tries to cover those hands up. Now Ganser open down the near sideline. Deep ball. Missouri State kicks it out of bounds. This will be a throw-in at the 7. Oh, they're going to say it's off Ganser. Wow. Okay. Official on that call there was Lizak Stalmack. Crowd can't believe that's not a Cowgirl ball, and they're just reacting to it now. But Beffer steals it, brings it toward the 8-yard line, and a shot comes in from the left wing here in front of us, and right to the keeper, Palacio, who kind of judged where the ball was going to go, and she was able to make a play right on the ball. Deep ball by her with the wind. Headed down by Rodriguez, who's playing at midfield right now for the Cowgirls. Missouri State keeps the ball now, sends it into the forward end. They're at the halfway line. It's played ahead. 1v2 there, but Missouri State had a player coming back to Isidore, who sends it down the ground. That's going to trickle across the back line again. A deep ball for a goal kick here for Oklahoma State. They're going to let Elise Hahn take the kick here and not wear out Ongaro's leg here in the second half against this wind, and why not? Keeps her a little fresher. And Elise has done this a lot this year, the sophomore out of Texas. Lower line drive, almost to the center circle. Missouri State trying to win the ball back with Control, and she's taken off her feet, but we're going to have a foul here, and this is called on Oklahoma State. That is just the 4th foul on the Cowgirls in the match. 6.5 minutes into the second half, and the Cowgirls with a 1-0 lead. I believe this is Robinson on the free kick. Sends it over here on the near wing, and it is taken there by Missouri State. Goonfield will take it, tries to go against Hahn in the corner, looks for the cross, deflected out off of Hahn. This will be a corner for Missouri State. This is their 2nd of the match. This will be to the left of Ongaro at the north end of the ground here. And it's going to be Jacqueline Bates with the corner out of Webster Grove High School, out of the St. Louis area. This will bend back toward the keeper. A low-line drive coming, I would imagine. That's exactly what it is. Comes bouncing into the 6. Cowgirls knock it away. And then they knock it away from Bates back up the ground. And Missouri State has to run it down before anybody else can get to it. And this will be Mason Stamp who will kick it forward for the Bears. Stamp gets it to Bates. Now a little give and go there as they try to get it with Cottrell back to Bates, and the Cowgirls run it down. That's that little bit extra speed that I talked about in the first half. It shows itself there here in winning that loose ball. Beffer back across the halfway line, going right to left into the forward end. The wind kicks back up here again. It never really has died down, but it's a little stronger now than it was during halftime. Bears back on defense. Cowgirls play it forward. This is chance here in front for Jones. Now Beffer trying to pop it away. Robinson blocks both of those balls. And now on the third chance here by the Cowgirls, it just trickles across the halfway line for a goal, or pardon me, the back line for a goal kick. 36:40 left in the match. The Cowgirls with the hanging on to a 1-0 lead here in Stillwater, trying to get to round 2 of the NCAA tournament for the first time in 4 games. Header by Rodriguez at the halfway line, keeps it in the Missouri State defensive zone. They'll kick it up the ground. That ball will go out of bounds along the near sideline, and the throw in for Claire Ganser and the Cowgirls. Some of the folks who made their way to a break at the halftime just now coming back in. You guys have missed 10 minutes. Here's Rodriguez in the forward end, gets it to Beffer. Cowgirls have 5 in front. Beffer looks for the cross, and boy, player taken down, hit in the back by Eichelman. Boy, that could almost be a card right there, as player down for the Cowgirls pops right back up. And they'll set this for play at an angle to the left from the right point at about the 23-yard line. Two-man wall for Missouri State inside the 18 as referee Lizak Stalmack sets the ball for play. Cowgirls have a player, Lenhart, next to that two-man wall. Everybody's up and all right. Cowgirls trying to make some noise out there on the ground, and here they come. A little misdirection play here. Short ball into the square. That's going to trickle past everybody. They were trying to get it to Lenhart on an indirect kick. And the ball trickled across the back line to the left of the keeper, and it'll be a goal kick for Missouri State. Well, little strategery there, a little gadget play by the Cowgirls. We've not seen them run that this year very much. And they try to fool Missouri State there, but again, too strong. Now a chance from the halfway line. Here comes Lenhart in traffic, gets tripped up in front of the 18 square at the 25-yard line, and a foul. This will be on Zimmerman, and a straight kick straight on here outside the 18 coming up for Oklahoma State. This will be again about the 25, and Julia up on her feet. That was Lenhart, I believe. Might have been Beffer now that I look at it. I believe that's who it was. No, that was Lenhart. I was right. No, I take that back. It was Beffer. One's wearing 8 and the other's wearing 6. One's taller than the other. That's what I got to watch for. You think I know that by now. Anna's going to take the direct kick, and here it is into the 18 square. Now to Rodriguez on the rebound as Missouri State tries to clear it. Beffer tries to run it down. Cowgirls have numbers at the halfway line. This is Saragusa who sends it over here on the near wing. And this is Rodriguez. Tries to center it in the square. Coming in was Jones, knocked away by Missouri State. Now we'll have a foul on Lenhart. And this will be against her, and Cottrell went down, or Cottrell, I should say, went down at about the 30-yard line. So this will be a free kick for Missouri State. They already have the ball in play with 33:40 left in the match. The Cowgirls with a 1-0 lead here. Lenhart's goal from Beffer and Jones in the 8th minute of the match in the first half is the difference in the game. Ball played between the 30s here, staying in the Cowgirls' defensive zone. Again, they go from right to left here, so they're trying to get it out of the end to our right. They send the ball up the ground. That's going to bounce and stay in play from Missouri State. And Stamp from the defensive side will play it back the other way. Stamp gets it to Putnam, across the halfway line, and down the ground it goes, but it's going to run out of bounds. This will trickle out for a Cowgirl throw-in to the right of the benches here. Along the near sideline with 33 minutes left in regulation, the Cowgirls holding a 1-0 lead here at Stillwater and trying to win in the tournament. They have missed out the last 3 times. Ball kicked, Beffer blocked it. Chance by Stamp there to Putnam. Now trying to get it down the ground. That ball's going to trickle deep and go out across the back line. Another goal kick for Michaela Ongaro. Ongaro, by the way, among OSU's all-time statistical leaders in the net. The former walk-on is a 3rd in Cowgirl career charts and shutouts, ranks 4th in saves, and in career goals against average. And she led the Big 12 in saves last year. She has a 900 save percentage in Big 12 games this year. That includes the tournament. Cowgirls down the ground as they get it deep to Rodriguez along the back line, just kicked out there on the sideline by Missouri State in the throw-in. As Beffer trying to get it in for Rodriguez, and that ball trickled out. Now Ganser on the throw-in to our left here below us. Ganser looking for Jones at the back line. The ball just kicked out again. It nearly went out across the back line, but it stays in by about 4 yards here. Comes to Jones. She gets taken off her feet. There's a foul by Missouri State, and this will come to the left of the 18 here as we view it, right of the keeper. And some of the students over here to our left are saying card, card, card. But no, it's got to be really blatant, it looks like today, to get a card, and they do say something to the player. Now, it will be Beffer to the right of the keeper. What is a short kick instead of a corner? It's about half the distance, and here we go. Into the 6, a header, missed by the Cowgirls, deflected down, and it looked like it came in from the side over there by Ganser. She took a tumble, but the ball already in the keeper's hands, and so no foul. And the Cowgirls cannot get the rebound to go in, and this will be a free kick for Missouri State. 30:59 to go in the match. The Cowgirls lead at 1-0 and had a good opportunity there, and they keep the pressure on offensively. Loose ball, though, Woodard can't control along the near side, and Kuhnfield will bring it down from Missouri State. Kuhnfield, 1v1, sends it forward, gets it down to Cottrell. She takes it along the back line, and then it goes off her leg out of bounds as she tried to dribble along the near side of the 18 square. So a goal kick again for Oklahoma State, and this time it'll be Trisfield who takes the goal kick for Oklahoma State. The keeper does not have to kick it. Anybody can. Ball is booted way high. It ends up exactly in the center of the ground. Header by Missouri State, another by Lenhart. And Missouri State a handball, and that's the right call, and our official makes that at the halfway line. So Missouri State will have, or I should say Cowgirls will have a free kick here off the handball call against Missouri State. See if they can do something here with it. Rodriguez trying to get it to Jones. She got held up for a moment, couldn't get away from her defender, Isidore, and it ends up being Missouri State's ball in open ground. They send it back to the near side wing, trying to set up on the attack. Mason Stamp again, the junior out of Wichita, sends it forward. Cowgirls have numbers back if they can keep the ball in bounds. Not sure they did. Looks like there'll be a throw-in here for Missouri State. Substitution here for them as well as Cassie Flynn. She does the somersaults on the throw-in. Is back in here for Missouri State, and that's exactly what she's going to do deep in her own offensive end at about the 5-yard line on this play. She does a complete flip to throw the ball in. Our fans over here really can't see it. It powers into the top of the 6, headed out. Missouri State tries to knock it down. The ball pops in the air once, twice by a couple of Cowgirl headers, and now Beffer sends it back to the halfway line, where it's picked up there by Robinson. Robinson takes it forward, left to right by Putnam. To her, now to Flynn. Flynn sends it deep toward Ongaro and trying to find a player coming in on the backside, and it comes to the keeper first. So this will be a punt coming up here for Michaela Ongaro. Missouri State, to their credit, a little busier toward goal here in the second half so far. We have 28:30 left in regulation. The Cowgirls holding on to a first half goal to lead 1-0. Kick to the sideline off of Haley Woodard. This will be a Missouri State throw-in along the near sideline. The Bears have never won here in Stillwater. And we have a foul at the halfway line here on Anna Beffer. Cowgirls lead the all-time series, but again, Missouri State has never won here in Stillwater. This will be a foul, I believe they called on the Cowgirls, and so a free kick by Brittany Robinson, the sophomore out of Baldwin, Missouri, out of Eureka High School. That's in the St. Louis area. Low kick along the ground. Rodriguez right there to her, and she's able to take it away. Now Beffer sends it forward, trying to find Woodard. Haley a 1v2, steps by one man. Here she comes. Can she get by the other? No. The defender blocked her off the ball. Beffer coming in from the backside after the play by Zimmerman. Beffer now along the edge of the 18, 1v2 being boarded out, taken off her feet. There's finally a foul. And that foul is called on Missouri State by Mason Stamp. This will be a hard angle to the right from the left point. And a chance at a free kick here by Anna Beffer. She's had 3 or 4 of these already in this match, and a couple here, 3 in fact, in this second half. 2 from about the same spot, and the other straight ahead a moment ago after a foul. 2-man wall for Missouri State inside the 18 square. Have to watch for offsides here. Here's the kick, comes to the top of the side of the 6, and a header by Rodriguez is going to send the ball over the back line for a goal kick. This was way to the left of the goalkeeper there, Lexi Palacio. Well, I got the crowd excited a little bit here. They haven't had a whole lot to cheer about in this second half. Cowgirls with a 1-0 lead, and again have kept the pressure on, but Missouri State, to their credit, has put a little pressure on here of their own. There's a big collision, and there's no foul. Jones and Putnam getting into it over there toward the halfway line. Missouri State will kick it out. Stamp, and a throw-in coming up from Missouri State, or pardon me, for Oklahoma State on the near sideline. Claire Ganser, who's played the whole match, is coming in the first half. And the Cowgirls send it deep. Jones thought she had Beffer coming up the near sideline. That goes out for a goal kick for Missouri State. 26-15 left in the match. The Cowgirls that far away from an NCAA tournament first-round win here in Stillwater. They, have not done that in the 3 previous games they had, including last year's game against Arkansas. 2 headers, knock it down, halfway line. Jones gets it down for Haley. Can she get around her man? No. And sliding tackle there by Robinson, but it's picked up over on the wing by Webb, who comes in from the right side. Webb gets around her man, cross in front at the 6, headed away by Missouri State. Actually, it was kicked away. And now the ball back out top for Lenhart. Open ground, Missouri State can't control it. Now off balance is Flynn. She gets back to her feet, takes Ganser off the ball, and a foul here on Flynn. Right in front of the official. The worst possible place you could make that play if you're the defender. So again, for the 5th time here in this second half, the Cowgirls are going to have a straight-on kick here off a foul. Now, this is a little farther out here, maybe 30 yards out or so. Looks like Rodriguez is going to take the kick. The angle is straight on to the keeper. Cowgirls have to watch for offsides. Here's the kick, straight toward the far post, and it's just going to be taken there inside the 6 box by the keeper. Trying to bend it away, and the wind knocked it back to her. So with under 25 to play now, the Cowgirls hold a 1-0 lead, and Missouri State with the punt. Cowgirls just have numbers at the halfway line, steal it away. That was a good play by Rodriguez there. Gets it to Beffer. Anna brings it down across the 18, or started there anyway. Never got across. It was Jones after the kick by Missouri State. Now to Anna out top. Tries to play it over to the wing. And trying to dig it out there in Missouri State. They do. They get her around Lenhart, send it back to the middle of the ground. But coming in is Hahn, who just puts her hands up to keep a collision from Flynn from happening. Now is Rodriguez in front. The keeper falls on the ball as coming in was Jones hard from the left side, and nearly an open net chance there for the Cowgirls, and a play by Palacio that saves goal number 2 from happening. She dove to her right and ended up being just a half step ahead of J.C. Jones, who came in ahead of the play. She was not offsides either because they were already past the defensive line there from Missouri State when that ball was delivered. So that's the difference between being onside and being offside. When you're ahead of that extra defender, and it's not the keeper, that's a problem. Substitutions here for Oklahoma State as Olsen and Huddleston and So check back in for Oklahoma State. They all played in the first half, as we're at the 23-39 mark of this match in the second half. And a throw in here for Oklahoma State from the near sideline. All those played valuable minutes in the first half, about 16 minutes each for Huddleston and for So. Olsen played about 7 minutes in the first half. Cowgirls play it back on defense and now come forward with it. Hahn across the line, trying to get it to Huddleston off of So. Couldn't do it. Now near sideline throw-in coming up for the Cowgirls as that ball played back by Missouri State. Again, the Cowgirls go right to left here in the second half against the 20-mile-an-hour wind. They lead 1-0, a first-half goal going the other way by Julia Lenhart. Here's a ball delivered to Olsen, now to Huddleston, now to So, now to Huddleston, and now to Olsen, the top of the 18, a kick way up in the air that got deflected by Missouri State. Now a couple of pushes there, the ball to the sideline. There is no foul. Zimmerman got all over the back of Ganser. It's going to be a throw-in here for Oklahoma State at the 15-yard line. Ganser gets it in, so a little give and go back to Claire. Claire's 1v1 over here in the corner. Now second defender picks her up. The ball played into the open ground along the near sideline. And Isidore is going to win it from Missouri State. She brings it left to right back to the forward end. Leaves it on the near wing for Kuhnfield. It's a 1-0 Cowgirl lead. Kuhnfield in front, looks for a cross. There's nobody home, and Cowgirls will just send it back up the near sideline, way up in the air. Ganser misses a header. Missouri State trying to keep it in their own end here with Kuhnfield. To the right of their bench, they want a foul. Nothing's called. They're letting them play today. Kuhnfield gets out there on her own, looks for a centering pass at the top of the 18. It's deflected by OSU and run down over on the far side by Bates. Bates is going to keep it in for Missouri State. And a nice tackle there, and the Cowgirls end up taking the possession off. And the throw in here for Missouri State. That was a nice play in the corner. Now sub here for Missouri State is Bryn McQuaid, a freshman from Tulsa. Played at Jenks. Checks back in the match here. Let's see. She will come in for Eichelman, who goes out with 21:15 to go. Past the halfway point of the second half here. Deep ball toward the 6. That bounces over the head of Woodard, who just let that come to the keeper, as there wasn't anybody in front of the 6 there for Missouri State. A lot of soccer is being in the right place at the right time, as it is with some other team sports I can think of. Football, for example, is one. Here's So, a nice play off a pass from Ganser. Brings it down against two defenders. Centers it between the legs of a defender to Olsen. Sliding tackle played off the ball. Olsen's going to get it back over here on the near wing. She bumps Zimmerman. There's no call, and the ball goes out of bounds. And I think they're going to go ahead and call a foul anyway here, and they're going to call a throw-in. It's going to be off of Oklahoma State. And Olsen, the worse for wear here. She may have taken a blow there as she went down on her hip. She's trying to gather herself there, and they're going to ask for the training staff to come out and take a look at Taylor. Taylor's going to run off on her own here, but they'll check her out and see if she's okay, if she can stay in the match. She's going to come to the sideline, so the Cowgirls will get the sub here. Once play resumes, the clock is stopped with 20:29 left in the game. That's the first time today we've had a clock stoppage for anything. Missouri State's going to do the somersault throw-in here by Flynn, and she got it all the way past the halfway line. That's a weapon for Missouri State. Ball's kicked to the sideline from the Missouri State bench to our right, out of bounds. This will be a Bear throw-in. Coming up on 20 minutes left. Missouri State trailing 1-0. The Cowgirls have had the lead since early in the game. Rachel Van Fossen checks back in for Oklahoma State, and Haley Woodard also back in, and she will check in as well here, and I think Olsen's going to check back in as well. Ganser checks out for Oklahoma State. Taylor's waiting to come back in right now. Deep ball, Hahn, along the back line. She just gives it to the keeper. Kicked out of there by Ungaro. Header there by Putnam. Cowgirls knock it down. And look out in the Missouri State bench over here. That was head high and almost clipped a couple of players. They've got their hoodies on over there, but you'd have still felt the impact of that. That's a throw-in for the Lady Bears, and it'll be another somersault right here to our right by Flynn. That's not an easy move to do either. They work for a header. It goes backwards. Missouri State had a man inside the 18, but the Cowgirls cleared away. And here's Kumba back the other way for Oklahoma State. So looking to find Rachel Van Fossen, who just checked in. Van Fossen is a junior out of Broken Arrow. Transferred from Arkansas, played at Tulsa Union. Brings it up the near side, and Missouri State out of bounds and a throw-in right below us here. Cowgirl offensive end to our left with 18:55 left in regulation. The Cowgirls that close to round two. Olsen goes back over to the bench. He's not going to check in here for a little while yet as the Cowgirls are at full strength. Van Fossen throws it into So. Left side of the 18. Goes off her leg. Cleared back out top. It'll be won there by Webb. And now sending it in. Rodriguez a header, and it comes off So to the 6 and right to the keeper as she came out of the back end of the square there and made the play. Palacio on the ball by Kumba So. So, of course, is the junior out of Switzerland, played at Monroe Community College before transferring last year here to Oklahoma State. So she'll be back next year as a senior with 18:10 to go in the game. She gets it back at the halfway line as Missouri State cannot go on offense. The Cowgirls bring it back defensively from our right to left into the forward end here in the second half. Rodriguez played off the ball, but Van Fossen's there and kicks the ball and hits her own teammate right in the head. And she is down. That is Rodriguez. She kicked it right in her face. She was trying to bend that ball around the defender, and that sometimes happens in this sport. She is to the left of the halfway line and now on her back, holding her forehead with both hands. And the training staff immediately out there, and the official running this match, Lizak Stalmack, immediately says, come out and take a look at this player. That was as hard a hit from probably, 8 feet away, if that you'll see. The ball getting her right in the face. This gives each team a free timeout here with 17:54 left to kind of regroup. And the player for the Cowgirls now sitting up now in the sitting up position. This again is Kim Rodriguez, who's been a fantastic freshman out of Porter, Texas, and she's to her feet. And she'll come out of the match. They'll put her in concussion protocol here and just probably make sure she's all right. She's a little woozy as she comes to the sideline. And I'm sure the person who feels the worst about this is Rachel Van Fossen. J.C. Jones, who had come out, is back in for Oklahoma State. And again, looks like she's going to be okay, but She will not be back in this match. The throw-in coming by Missouri State is the somersault for Flynn. She sends the ball about 40 yards down the field, by the way, with the wind at her back when she does that. Cowgirls play it off of her, and so it'll be somersaulted, thrown in again. That ball ends up at the top of the 18. Missouri State trying for the equalizer here, trailing 1-0 with 17:36 to go. Cowgirls trying to pitch the shutout after being shut out themselves against Baylor the last time out 8 days ago up in Kansas City. Here's Van Fossen now up the near sideline for the Cowgirls at the halfway line to Jones, playing right to left again. Jones to Woodard, about 30 yards out straight on, now to Sow. Kumba will set it up near side, has Huddleston coming in. She's not offsides, looks for the cross in front. Chance there, knocked away by Missouri State by Zimmerman inside the 18. Cowgirls just missing on an opportunity there. 17 minutes left. Oklahoma State with a 1-0 lead. Here come the Cowgirls again. This is Lenhart over here on the near wing. Gives it to Van Fossen. Gets it back to Julia, who has the game's only goal. Julia, a touch in front. There's Huddleston. Oh, it pinballs off her and another player. Now kicked up in the air to go out of bounds. They're going to say this is off of Oklahoma State. So the ball will belong to... Yeah, it's going to go the other way. Van Fossen thought it was against Missouri State, but this will be another somersault throw-in here by Flynn, and this will dazzle the crowd one more time here. Now, and I say that, and she doesn't do it. How about that? So much for trying to anticipate what's going to happen. Flynn, a short throw-in. Huddleston tried to intercept it. Doggone it, we wanted to see that one more time. Flynn on the touch will send it down the ground, and now the Cowgirls kick it to the sideline. It goes out of bounds in front of us here, and a throw-in coming up from Missouri State. 16 minutes left. Oklahoma State with a 1-0 lead. See if Flynn does the somersault this time at the halfway line. I think she's setting herself up to do it. Yep, here it is. Way up in the air at about the 25-yard line. That ball hits off a Cowgirl player who goes down. Missouri State has a chance. There's a blast out top by Dizador. That's blocked by the Cowgirls. It'll go across the back line off of Missouri State as they had another touch at it over in the corner. That'll be a goal kick coming up here for Oklahoma State. Well, she was right down here below us, and I thought she was going to do it. You heard the crowd go, oh, when she didn't do it. Respect in that regard for the visiting team when they do something unique. Clock down to 15:15 to go. The Cowgirls with a 1-0 lead here. It has been a better half for Missouri State, but again, nothing to show for it. That ball way up in the air by the Cowgirls to the sideline. A throw in from Missouri State. And another somersault coming here for Cassie Flynn, the junior out of Missouri, and played at Arkansas State. And Rachel Cottrell is back in, the senior out of Overland Park. And she'll come in for McQuaid, who goes out. Here's the somersault next to the Missouri State bench. Ball way up in the air in front of the 18. Pinballs around. Cowgirls trying to clear it out to the sideline. Flynn's going to win it back, but numbers there at the top of the 18. And the pass out top, it's taken there by Missouri State for a moment. Now the Cowgirls trying to win the ball back at the halfway line with 14:20 to go and leading 1-0, and they'll take it away. Here's Jones going right to left into the forward end, in traffic, gets tripped up. There's a foul on Missouri State, and we're going to have a card here, I believe, on Missouri State. Or at least a stern warning by our official, Lizak Stalmach, on Zimmerman. That's the second or third time here in the second half. They could have written her up for a penalty. Free kick at about the 40-yard line here. Straight on, against the wind, by Oklahoma State. And they'll take the kick deep into the 18. A header toward the square, knocked away by Putnam, and sent back the other way by Missouri State. As some geese fly over the ground here. About a dozen of them, as a matter of fact. They're lost. They don't know what season it is. Ball played ahead by Missouri State. Cowgirls trying to win it. Everybody had their eyes on the geese for a moment. And play continued. Now a deep ball along the near side Coonfield to the back line, and it goes out. And this will be a sideline throw in here for Oklahoma State with 13:40 to go. Yeah, about a dozen of them flew over here at the north end of the ground. Everybody starts watching the birds. Cowgirls trying to get it out of their own zone here defensively. Missouri State a couple of headers to keep it in. Putnam, one of those. Now to Flynn, a sliding tackle off the ball there by Van Fossen. There's a centering pass knocked away by Tresfield. Back to near the halfway line for Zimmerman as they pull everybody up. Now a deep ball to the back line will go across for a goal kick. 13 minutes left in the match. The Cowgirls with a goal by Julia Lenhart. If you just joined us at 8:04 of the first half, Beffer with her 13th assist of the year. And the other assist by Jones, her 6th. Now the Cowgirls will sub Beffer back in. And she'll come in for Van Fossen, who will go out. Huddleston also is back out as well as Ganser checks back in. With 12:38 to go. After the goal kick, the Cowgirls work the control on offense, and Woodard is a mile offsides as the ball came across at the 35-yard line. Far side official, who again is in this second half, is Matt Trotter. Raised the flag. Play continues as Missouri State sends it down the ground. The Cowgirls trying to work it on the sideline. And they'll turn it with Jones and bring it back to the halfway line with 12:08 to go. Jones is off her feet, and that is a foul here at the halfway line on Missouri State across the way with 12:03 left. Card. And the crowd reacts to that. I believe that's on Zimmerman. Well, I guess the fourth time a player does that, it's the charm here. Let's see if that was in fact her that got called. I think it was. It was either her or Putnam, one or the other. That's our first yellow of the match. Cowgirls will have a free kick, angle left from the far side at about the 40-yard line. With 12:03 left. Here's the kick by Tresfield into the 18. Header there by Missouri State to clear it out. Now a big blast by J.C. Jones. That ends up off somebody's windshield down there. A Dodge Challenger, I might add, not a cheap car. Can't nail the Volkswagen Bug that's right next to it. No, you got to nail the $60,000 Challenger that's out there. Good shot by Jones. It went way over the crossbar. Now Missouri State with Oklahoma State a chance again here as Missouri State trying to clear it out from their own 18. Cowgirls keeping in their offensive zone here with 11:20 to go. By the way, the windshield undamaged by that kick. Jones taking off her feet again. Another foul by Missouri State. This time it's on Dizador. Crowd wanting another card, and they're not going to get it on that call. You know what? These fans, as standing room only here at the Cowgirl Soccer Complex, have been as noisy as they've been all season. Metal bleachers, as you can hear, make a lot of noise. Here's a kick into the 18. Kumbaso with a header can't send it forward. It's played back by Missouri State, and they'll come back across the line. That feels like an earthquake on my cold legs, by the way, when they do that. We've had a few earthquakes around here. Robinson, deep ball, sends it down the near sideline. That's going to trickle out, and the Cowgirls are going to have a throw-in with 10:30 left in the match. In Missouri State, maybe 5 good looks the whole match here. 3 of them in the second half. Here's a play inbounds. Cowgirls trying to play it forward. Taken there by Ganser to the halfway line to Woodard. Sliding tackle there by Flynn. Missouri State wins the possession. 10 minutes left in the game. The Cowgirls up 1-0 here against the Bears of Missouri State. Here's a deep ball from way out high. It's going to trickle right of the near post, and it'll go out for a goal kick. That was from way out by Jacqueline Bates. And Lascornia checks back in, the freshman from Springfield, Missouri, a hometown girl from Catholic High School. She will check into the match here. And I'll tell you what, Brooke Bronzinski, the 5'9 junior out of Olathe, has really been ineffective today for Missouri State. They have not let her touch the ball very much at all. Jones knocks down that goal kick and brings it back for the Cowgirls into the forward end. This is Woodard off of her to the sideline, and a collision here. Ball went off of Stamp out of bounds. Cowgirl throw-in. Here's Woodard on the throw-in from Jones. Left wing comes in near the back line. 1v1 on Robinson. A good footwork there, trying to center it. Does on a cross. Nobody home on the backside for the Cowgirls. It's So this ball's going to go all the way out of bounds on the far sideline on a throw-in with 9 minutes left in the match. The Cowgirls with a 1-0 lead here in Stillwater. The winner gets Duke, NC Greensboro. That game is tonight, and it would be in Durham next Friday night if the Duke team wins and the Cowgirls win. If not, the game would be here in Stillwater next Friday night. Jones along the near side as the Cowgirls win the possession on the throw-in. Ganser at the halfway line, left of the line. Played off the ball. Now they'll just send it back to Tressfield. Most of the starters have played most of this game for the Cowgirls, and now a foul here as Beffer's taken off her feet. And Missouri State cannot believe they get called for a foul here. And the official saying, hey, look, knock it off. They want another. Well, she said something to the official and got the card. So the yellow, I believe, is on Putnam this time. That was actually Jacqueline Bates who got called for the yellow card. 2 yellows is a red, and that means you're ejected. And your team has to play a player short here. But right now it's just 2 yellows. This last 6 minutes here from Missouri State. Deep ball played by Hahn into the top of the 18. Header there by Missouri State. Now kicked back into the square. Another header by Missouri State. Nice play by Lenhart to get it back in. Cowgirls, though, see the Bears play it out of the zone to the halfway line. Bicycle kick there by Saragusa. Header by Flynn. Plays it forward for Missouri State. Coonfield over here on the near side. 2-on-1 against her defensively, and they want a foul, and ball trickles out of bounds. I say that. It might have been a whistle. I think we're going to have a throw-in here by Missouri State, and that's going to be the case. Throw-in coming by Disador to the right of her own bench with 7:48 left in one of these team seasons in regulation here. Cowgirls up 1-0. Scored by Lenhart at 8:04 is held up. Deep ball to the 6. Headed out by the Cowgirls. A chance in front for Flynn. That ball's popped up in the air, and we get a whistle and a collision as a Cowgirl player is down now at the 6-yard line. Heads may have collided there, and I believe that's Saragusa. But let me double-check that. She's trying to get to her feet. Yeah, that's Kirsten. And she's up and going to be okay. Well, now she gathers herself a little bit there inside the 18 square, and I think she's going to be all right. So the clock stopped with 7:33 to go. And I think a Missouri State player also the worst for wear here as well, as heads collided there, and I believe that player, Bronzinski, does not want to come out. Officials telling the, she's going to have to come out. Yep, she's going to have to come out. Saragusa's going to come to the sideline too. As again, it was a collision between the two, and they butted heads. So to re-enter the match, they have to come back to the table, get checked out by everybody. Now they'll be allowed, after the ball was kicked here by Tressfield, to eventually check in. So each team's a man down at the moment with 7:29 to go. They'll both get to come back in. Next substitution chance here. Now they'll check back in, and they don't want to have to wait for that as the ball was played off of Missouri State. Cowgirls, and then a foul from the backside as Flynn knocked down Jones. And the Cowgirls will have a free kick past the halfway line to our right. I'm telling you, it's like an earthquake up here when this happens. It's all right. It's part of the game. To the sideline, the ball played to Flynn in front of us here. Flynn falls down, and now a foul by Woodard. And I think we're starting to see here in the last 5 or 6 minutes or so a little bit of frustration on the part of Missouri State. Almost a handball there as the ball comes to Kumba. So brings it to the halfway line on a pass to Beffer. She's played off the ball. Missouri State has it. Still 6.5 left, and it's only a 1-0 game. Bates down the sideline. Ball's blocked away. Picked up over there by Coonfield, who sends it deep. Missouri State trying to run the ball down. The Cowgirls to the back line. And this will go out for a goal kick as it went across before either team touched it. So time is not on the Bears' side. It is on the side of Oklahoma State. So they can take their time doing what they need to do here to get the ball in for play with 6 minutes left in the match and leading by a score of 1-0. Kick will be by Tresfield again. And a header by Missouri State keeps it in their offensive zone to our right, going left to right. They pop the ball toward the 18 square. It's knocked away by Loren again. Now to So, who sends it back the other way. Missouri State has to run it down. And Woodard taken off her feet. It's a sliding tackle, no foul. Robinson is down, and so is Haley Woodard. And the last thing you want to do in the last 5 minutes is get anybody hurt. Robinson on the sliding tackle, the worst for wear there. And Haley Woodard, of course, playing this second half of the schedule after being injured and then having to deal with some issues of her own, injury-wise, during the course of the season. She's back, jogging back to the sideline here, and Robinson is to her feet, to our left here, and again trying to gather herself, taking a tumble on this cold turf here in Stillwater. Missouri State, a loss today, would end their season at 10-10-1. The Cowgirls would go to 17-3-2. And would go on to the second round against either North Carolina Greensboro or Duke, a number 1 seed and number 3 team in the country, next weekend. The game would either be here or at Duke if Duke wins. It's a free kick from Missouri State as the foul was on Woodard. With 5:32 to go, the official will blow the whistle for play, and Missouri State will have a free kick from their own defensive end to our left coming up. They may let the goalkeeper, Lexi Palacio, take this kick, and I believe they will, with the wind at their back, and here it is. Strong kick past the halfway line, headed way up in the air toward the near sideline. Woodard tries to run it down. It goes off of Missouri State in front of their own bench, and a throw-in for Oklahoma State with 5:20 left. Again, the only goal, Julia Lenhart's first half goal, 8 minutes in, is the difference. They try to bring it down to Haley. 2-on-1, Missouri State will clear it back to the halfway line. They're looking for the equalizer as they bring it the other way. Bronzinski brings it up with Kuhnfield. Kuhnfield, a blast from way out that goes just to the left of the keeper, to the right of the near post. When Garl just saw that ball at the last minute, it was not going to go in, but to make sure she didn't touch it, she just let the ball go by. And that was the right move because it sets up a goal kick instead of a corner. 4:40 left in the game. 1-0 Oklahoma State. High kick against the wind. Trying to knock it down is Bates. Far sideline, running it down for the Cowgirls is Lenhart. Digs it out of trouble over there. Now picked up by the defender. It'll go out of bounds off Missouri State. Left of the halfway line across the way with 4:20 to go. So a throw in over in front of the construction zone for the soon-to-be rebuilt Cowgirl Stadium. And the Cowgirls called for offsides here as Woodard is ahead of the play again. Or actually, they're going to call it for a foul. Take that back. So a free kick, Missouri State. They get it down the ground quickly, but cannot control it. Cowgirls trying to run it ahead, and they do get a bounce that sends the ball forward, but Missouri State's Robinson is over there to kick it out of bounds at the halfway line, and with 3:40 to go, the Cowgirls leading 1-0 and trying to hold off Missouri State will have a throw-in of their own. And are trying to control it along the sideline. It goes off of Julian. There'll be a Cowgirl defensive setup here as Missouri State throws it in at the halfway line. Across the way, the ball on the far wing. Webb trying to run it down. That ball trickles out. And this will be it's off of Oklahoma State, I believe. Yes, it is. And so this is going to be a sideline throw-in at about the 10-yard line here, coming up for Cassie Flynn. Now, Flynn does not have the room to do the somersault bit, although I think she does. And wow, she did. That ball into the 6. Off on goal. It's deflected into the goal. And this is going to be an own goal for Oklahoma State. It's Missouri State who has tied it here with 3 minutes left in the match. That is set up by the somersault, set up there by Flynn. And it goes in as Ungaro deflected it. And it's a 1-1 game. Now, you can't tell me that that's not a weapon. So Flynn and then the own goal at Oklahoma State even up here. Now they'll go on the attack with 2:50 to go. Here's a pass down to Haley. Played off the ball by Missouri State. We have a brand new game, folks. It's a 1-1 game. Ungaro did everything she could to keep that ball from going into the net, but it failed to stay out. Now a deep ball by Missouri State played off the Cowgirls will be a throw-in for Flynn again with 2:39 to go. Flynn will throw it in from the right of her own bench. A 1-1 game. Clock running under 2.5 to play in regulation. Remember, we go to overtime if it's tied. Header by the Cowgirls out of the 18. Flynn will keep it on this near wing. Sends it on the deep side to Kuhnfield, who will send a cross toward the keeper inside the 6, right to Ungaro. Subs here for Missouri State. Kaylee Putnam, Jordan Eichelman, a couple of midfielders and a forward. A midfielder and a forward check back in. So extra attackers here for Missouri State. This could work in their advantage, and it could work against them, too, depending on what the Cowgirls do. Here's the goal kick. Knocked down by Dizador. And they'll play it back to the halfway line here with Eichelman taking it there. Now the near side is Woodard. Deep ball for Beffer. Played off of her by Robinson. Down to 1.5 minutes to play in regulation. The game is tied at 1. All played back to the halfway line. Picked up there, and Saragusa sends it deep against the wind. Woodard, a header. Plays it back to her off a header by Jones. Casey now on the wing near side with 1:19 to go. Beffer. Jones now open left side. Coming in. Played off the ball. It slides across. This will be a corner, I think. No, they're going to say it's off of Oklahoma State. And a nice play there by Dizador to play the Cowgirls off the ball and force the goal kick with 1 minute left in regulation. So that is how easy the game can change. Cowgirls now trying to keep Missouri State from having one more attack here in the final minute. Sliding tackle in front of their own bench. And it's off of Oklahoma State. Elise Hahn, a throw in here from Missouri State. They bring it down, a long blast. Ungaro, and a bouncer comes right to her at the far post from about 35 out. 30 seconds left. She'll punt it away. Send it past the halfway line. Header here by Missouri State. Cowgirls clear it back to the center of the ground in offense. Played off of Woodard. 18 seconds to go. Missouri State plays it back the other way. This game appears to be headed to overtime. And a chance here for Missouri State. Zimmerman at the halfway line will play it deep, and we're headed to OT. Julia Linhart's goal started it, but Missouri State gets one back, and we're even going to the first overtime. That's coming up. We'll explain all that after a 2-minute timeout. This is Cowgirl Soccer from Learfield.
Harness the Earth's energy to heat and cool your home with Infinity Geothermal by Carrier. Reduce heating and cooling costs up to 70% with one of the most energy-efficient systems available today. And get the expanded features, advanced control, and remote access of Carrier's top-of-the-line series.
Turn to your local Carrier dealer, B&L Heating and Air Conditioning. Call them at 405-372-8140. That's 405-372-8140, or find them online at bnlheatingcool.com.
Hi, I'm Brandy Moore, pharmacist at Tiger Drug, 825 South Walnut in Stillwater. My uncle, Calvin Anthony, who owned Tiger for 47 years, recently turned over the business to me and other pharmacists who work here. We want you to know we have every intention of continuing the same tradition of quality, personal, caring service you've come to expect at Tiger Drug. From all of us at Tiger Drug, thank you.
I'm John Johnson announcing Kubota M7 Series tractors are on sale at Johnson's of Kingfisher at big discounts. How big? Cash in on 0 down and 0% financing for up to 84 months. And with 24 million U.S. acres of alfalfa to harvest this year, the Kubota M7 Series tractor, the best mid-range tractor in its class, is going to be going in big demand. And I know what I'm talking about. I'm proud to be a third-generation Oklahoma farmer. Make that short drive to Johnson's of Kingfisher today.
Now through December 31st, 2017, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more information.
You deserve quality health care.
But at Stillwater Medical Center, we believe you also deserve an unmatched patient experience that's close to home.
That's why our physicians, nurses, and staff are committed to providing compassionate, quality care.
Right here in Stillwater.
We're here to prove that the best patient experience is moments, not miles away.
Learn more about our commitment to excellence at stillwatermedical.com.
Back here in Stillwater, getting ready for the first overtime period. The Cowgirls this year have played a total of 5 overtime games. They are 3-0-2 this year in overtime games, so they have not lost an overtime game this year. Missouri State has played 3 overtime games. They have not won an overtime game. They are 0-2-1 in overtime games this year, and the way this will work is we'll have a kickoff. We'll play a 10-minute period. If nobody scores, a golden goal, which would win the game outright in the first overtime, we'll come back and do it again. And then if nobody scores, in the second overtime, we'll go to penalty kick shootouts, and whoever has the majority of the penalty kicks that go in will win this match. But again, the first goal wins, the golden goal, as they call it in soccer. The Cowgirls have had some of those this year. Haley Woodard had the win at Texas a couple of weeks ago on a golden goal. Iowa State, same situation, was won on a golden goal. Baylor, Woodard did it again here against them to win back on October 1st. The other two games, A&M and at San Francisco, the Cowgirls ended up tying 2-2 and 1-1 respectively. So again, the way this will work is we'll play a scheduled 10-minute overtime, and if someone scores, then the match is over. If the Cowgirls score, they win. If Missouri State scores, they win. If that doesn't happen and we finish the 10 minutes, then it is another 10-minute overtime period. We take about a 5-minute break here between the regulation and the first overtime, and I think there's a 3-minute break between the second overtime and the first overtime if you get to that point. And then it's a penalty kick shootout, and then it's all hands on deck at that point if you get to that. Cowgirls trying to win their first match in 4 matches in the NCAA tournament. They have not won in this tournament in several years. Missouri State has never beaten them here in Stillwater ever in all of the matchups. The only losses in this series by the Cowgirls, dating back several years, have been up in Springfield. So either something's got to give here or the norm will prevail, but it may take a little while longer to get it. And again, an own goal by Missouri State, or by the Cowgirls, I should say, as Missouri State off of a somersault throw-in set up this overtime. The Cowgirls scored with Julia Lenhart at 8:04 of the first period, first half. Got the first goal of the match. So the Cowgirls will again defend the goal to our left. As they did in the first half, they'll have the wind at their back. That tells me they won the toss. Missouri State will defend the goal to our right. They'll have the wind in their face here in the first overtime. Then if we get to the second overtime, it'll flip, and Missouri State will have the wind at their back in the second half. Cowgirl fans shocked here. This game is 1-1 and going to overtime. But again, the situation, as I explained it a moment ago, very unique, and it doesn't happen very often. Missouri State will kick off. And boy, they've got to feel like the world weight is off their shoulders. Now they can play all out. I think they were anyway, but they can really play all out now. So can the Cowgirls, because they've got something to prove here. Kumbaso sends it to Woodard down the ground after the kickoff. This will go out of bounds, and this will be a Missouri State throw-in along the near sideline to our right. And again, the same rules apply here in the overtime that applied during a half. Crowd trying to get the Cowgirls fired up. Missouri State sends the ball deep into the Cowgirl zone to our left here defensively. 9:20 to go in the first overtime, I should say. And it's a 1-1 game here in Stillwater. Cowgirls win the ball as Hahn sends it deep, but it goes out of bounds in front of Claire Ganser down the way to our right and across the way from us. And so it's our far sideline throw-in by Mason Stamp. Keep in mind that there have been 2 yellow cards in the second half on Missouri State players, and so if those players get another yellow, they'll play a man short in the overtime and be ejected. All between the 30s right now. Missouri State trying to deliver it. Cowgirls with numbers at the halfway line. They just play it back deep, and that ball will go way down the ground across the back line near the northwest corner across from us. And a Missouri State goal kick here with 8:35 left in the first overtime. Cowgirls' overtime games, by the way, this year have been at A&M, at San Francisco, home against Baylor, at Iowa State, and at Texas. This is only the second one that they've had at home this year. It comes in the NCAA tournament. Missouri State trying to deliver the ball deep. Cowgirls intercept for a moment. Bears trying to pressure at the halfway line here with 8:10 to go in the first overtime. It's a 1-1 game. Here's a ball to the sideline. Disador, double teamed, trying to get it out of trouble there. Trying to work around the Cowgirl player. Now sent down by Robinson, top of the 18. Pinballs off of Webb. That's trouble. Missouri State possession. Eichelman in open ground trying to win it back. Gets some help and sends it back to her defender. Bates, a midfielder, coming up. Now they send it deep to the top of the 18 to Prodzinski. She's been quiet today. Missouri State wins the possession, gets it back, kicks the ball way high into the right of the keeper there. Our left. That'll be a goal kick for Oklahoma State. Cowgirls have not had an attack yet here in the overtime. We played 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And the win at the back of the Cowgirls here in the second half as it was, or in the overtime, I should say, as it was in the first half. Ball stays at this end as Missouri State knocks it down. Beffer plays it to the wing over there to Hahn. 3 minutes into the first overtime, the Cowgirls tied at 1. Jones along the far sideline played off the ball, and this will be off of Jones and a Missouri State throw-in. Again, Missouri State did not score on their own. They had help by the Cowgirl defense as it was an own goal. Went off the hands and trickled through off of Ongaro, who tried to make a save. See how they score that here at the end, but it looked here that she made a play and then started to fall backwards and lost the ball. Saragusa sends it forward for the Cowgirls, and that comes into the 6-yard square and picked up by their keeper, Lexi Palacio. Quite a few seniors on this Missouri State team. Rob Brewer in his 22nd year as the head coach. He and Colin are good friends, have been head coaches the same number of years. He went into Missouri State at the same time Coach Carmichael and Coach Hancock, as far as that goes, came to Oklahoma State. There's a deep ball by Webb, and it goes to the back line for another goal kick for Missouri State with 5:50 left in the first overtime. Cowgirl attendance, by the way, this year, I haven't brought it up, but home games this year, they have averaged about 600 folks with the stadium under construction. That's half full. We have probably double that and then some today. Most of these folks have stuck around here in the overtime. It's a 1-1 game. Cowgirls trying to play it back offensively, trying to send it to Woodard. There's a header by Robinson. Knocked down by Beffer, and now down the ground to Woodard on the far sideline. Cowgirls playing left to right. Beffer in the corner on Robinson, a 1v1 to the back line. And it's knocked out of bounds by the defense and a sideline throw-in by Ganser at the 18. 5 minutes left, halfway through the first overtime, tied at 1 here in Stillwater. Our sideline, that's Beffer on the inbounds. Again, the ball kicked away by Missouri State. And about the 3-yard line, a throw-in now for the Cowgirls, maybe the 4. Kumbaso coming in left side. Kicks the ball way up in the air. A big header there. Robinson knocks it away from Woodard. And Jones has to go back and run it down for the Cowgirls at the halfway line. Sent back the other way by Hahn. A bouncer comes into the square, and we get a foul here. And I believe this is called on Oklahoma State, as they had a player coming in the center of the ground, and she made a collision with the keeper. That was Lenhart. Almost a chance there for a golden goal, but it goes the other way, and a kick from Missouri State up the ground. Here they come with 4:09 left, trying to pull off the upset. Forward in, Eichelman. Played off of So. Stays in the zone. Putnam forward in. Straight on ahead there, and Kumbaso makes a good play on the ball. Kicked away back to Disador again. who had lost it a moment ago. Now Stamp on the wing far side. Looks for a cross in front, a header. Played off there by Tresfield as she took it away from Pronzinski. And again, she's their leading scorer with 6 goals on the year. Woodard takes the pass, center circle, falls down, but in open ground gets back up. Nobody around her. Now brings it down on the near wing. This is Jones. Jones 1v1, comes across, looks for a centering pass in front. Little touch, it's behind Kumba at the top of the 18. 3:20 to go in the first overtime. Hahn wins the ball at the halfway line, gets it back. Now Jones played off the ball, has to run it down. Player down for Missouri State. They'll call Jones for a foul as Cottrell went down in a heap. She's back up and okay. The last 25 minutes of this match, counting this overtime, has been a lot more physical by both teams. Robinson free kick against the wind, low line drive, header by Webb. Jones trying to turn it. There's a bump foul off the ball. Eichelman, they'll call her for the foul. That was that'd have been a great play in hockey, but not in soccer. You'd have gone into the dasher boards pretty hard there. Fans are not going to get a card for that, but they can make all the noise they want. It's cold. 2:30 left in the first overtime. Tied at 1 here, the Cowgirls and Missouri State. Here's a deep ball by Tresfield. Comes into the 18, a header by Robinson. Scores that one up. Cottrell now won by Jones out top. JC comes in, gets it ahead to Kumba, coming in from the right side. That's to the back line and across for a goal kick. Just a little bit too much on it, and what wind there is, pushed the ball down the ground and out for a goal kick. 2 minutes left in the first overtime. Missouri State subs here and brings Emma Scordia back in, a forward. So they bring on an extra attacker here in the final 2 minutes of the first overtime. Goal kick header by Putnam, played back the other way by the Cowgirls. We'll have to be careful there. Woodard coming down the ground, and the keeper just comes out and takes the ball away. 1:40 left in the first overtime. Cowgirls have to try to win the ball, but Missouri State, player up the ground, Scornia here on the near wing, taking off the ball. And a good play by Saragusa. Sends it back to the center of the ground. Here comes Beffert. Deep ball trying to find either Jones or Woodard. Ball's played away by Missouri State. Cowgirls keep it in their own zone. Now foul. Collision there with Lenhart as Missouri State a free kick as we're down to 1:05 left to go here in the first overtime. Now we'll go into a minute as the Bears bring it back across the line. We're in overtime here in the Cowgirl Soccer Complex in Stillwater. Oklahoma State a 1-1 game. Deep ball, Robinson just kicks it out of bounds. Woodard now with a throw in at the 18 across the way with 48 seconds left. Gets it in for a chance in front, knocked away there by Bates. Stays on the far sideline. Beffer comes in, looks for another cross. Chance in front there. Bears clear it back to the sideline. That'll go out of bounds. And a Cowgirl throw in at the 8-yard line with 30 seconds left in the first overtime. This is to the right of the keeper. Ball's cleared to the top of the square, and they miss a header. And the Cowgirls with a chance there in front. And Lenhart again nearly got the golden goal with 18 seconds left. They're just going to hold on to the ball. They don't have to do anything with it here. They'll do a late punt, and it'll run out the clock, and that'll take us to the second overtime. Cowgirls clear it back, but Missouri State will win the possession, just kick it up the ground, and the first overtime is history. So it's a 1-1 game after the first overtime. We'll take another timeout and regroup for overtime number 2 here in Stillwater. This is Cowgirl Soccer from Learfield.
Stillwater Country Club is one of Oklahoma's classic golf venues. SCC is the site of several prominent amateur competitions each year, and Stillwater Country Club has hosted the Men's NCAA Championship as well as the Women's National Collegiate Championship. SCC's beautiful layout offers elevation changes and tree-lined fairways that are unique in the Oklahoma golf experience. It's playable for beginners, yet is challenging enough to serve as a practice venue for the Cowboy and Cowgirl golf squads. Stillwater Country Club, celebrating a rich history, embracing a bright future.
You're at every game, hands in the air, rooting on your team. But who's cheering for you? At Mercy, our primary care doctors are on your side. They coach, they guide, they help you reach your health goals so you can be there for the Cowboys, game after game. It's an entire care team around the clock, always ready to serve. Find your support at mercy.net/GoCowboys. Visit mercy.net/GoCowboys. At Mercy, your life is our life's work.
Cowboy fans, stop by Chris's University Spirit today to sign up for the Orange and Black Spirit Club for only $40. You'll receive a membership club shirt and a 20% off card good on items for 1 year from purchase. All you have to do is stop in at 244 South Knobloch on Campus Corner in Stillwater before it's too late. Also visit us online at chrisuniversityspirit.com today.
Fuzzy's Tacos Shop on the Strip in Stillwater is the new home for the Coach Colin Carmichael Show. Join us this fall every Tuesday to meet Coach Carmichael and discuss all things Cowgirl soccer as they fight for the Big 12 title. All game days start at Fuzzy's with its casual, fun atmosphere, Baja-style Mexican food, and ice-cold beer on the patio. Feed your addiction at Fuzzy's, proud sponsor of Cowgirl Soccer. And make sure to like us on Facebook and download our app for great deals.
With the kickoff, Missouri State runs it down. They'll go from left to right here in the second half. Ungaro defends the north goal. Deep ball back deep for Pronzinski, and that ball goes across the back line for a goal kick for Oklahoma State. They had two defenders back for the Cowgirls, and neither one of them had to make a play on the ball. So this will be Trestfield to kick the goal kick here. Again, Missouri State has got the wind at their back here in the second overtime, tied at 1 here in Stillwater. Header by Missouri State sends it forward. Disador to the near sideline for Kuhnfield. Cowgirls win the possession. They take it away. That's Elise Hahn. A nice move there. They bring it into the forward end. Here comes Anna Beffer right in front of us. Trying to get tied up here with Disador and play her off the ball. It ends up going out. It'll be a throw in here for the Cowgirls. Again, if we end up tied after this second overtime, we will have a shootout. Beffer gets it in. This is on the wing. Now it's Jones taking it away on the left side. The ball's cleared away, but right over to Woodard, and I think it's going to go off Missouri State, and it does for a Cowgirl throw-in here on the near sideline. Tell you what, if OSU wins this game, this place will absolutely erupt because these people have had something they've been waiting for since the second half, and it didn't happen. And a foul here. This will be on Missouri State. No, it'll be on the Cowgirls. So a free kick for the Bears. Defensively at about the 25-yard line. Again, I don't think it'll be that deep. It'll be back at about the 18th. Wind at the back of the Bears as this kick is taken by Brooke Zimmerman out of Stillwell, Kansas. Ball's headed to the sideline off of Lenhart, and a Cowgirl throw-in. Well, the season's on the brink here now for the Cowgirls. They win this one, they move on. If they lose, they're done. We'll see what happens with 7:50 to go. This could be headed for penalty kicks. High somersault throw in here by Flynn. That's what set up the goal that tied the game. Ball to the sideline. They can't save it. Missouri State a throw in front of their own bench. Nice try there by Jones. Again, the Bears have the wind at their back. So these somersault throw-ins, and we're not going to see one here by Flynn, just a short one. Send that ball even deeper. Now they'll play it on the near wing. This is Kuhnfield. Kuhnfield beats two defenders, has a chance out top, and that ball just wide of the post to the right of the keeper by Pronzinski. And that's really her first shot, I think, of the match. Yeah, it is. That ball didn't bend back in for it, just kind of stayed out to the left as we viewed it here to the right of Ungaro at the far post. Goal kick Cowgirls, 7 minutes left in the second overtime. Cowgirls are tied at 1 here in Stillwater with the Bears of Missouri State. Cowgirls trying to become the third Big 12 team to win. West Virginia was ahead in their game. I've not seen a final score on that game yet. Can't catch up to it. Hahn over here on the near side. Missouri State with a throw-in. 6:40 left in the second overtime. Again, we'll have a penalty kick shootout. There's the somersault along the near sideline. A throw-in on that. Pronzinski runs it down here on the ball from Flynn to the back line. There's a cross out top, blocked away by the Cowgirls. Kept there by Kuhnfield. Kuhnfield kicks it off of a Cowgirl player. It pinballs around. Pronzinski Centering pass again inside the 18 is cleared away by the Cowgirl defensive end and played back the other way to the halfway line. And Marlo Zoller, by the way, in the game for the Cowgirls. I failed to mention that. Header backwards by the Cowgirls. This is going to go out. Actually, it's off Missouri State, I believe it is. This will be an OSU throw-in with 5:57 left in the second overtime. Cowgirls just trying to get it out of their own defensive side. J.C. Jones in open ground will play it ahead to Julia Lenhart. Kirsten Saragusa, by the way, out of the game after a collision in the second half. I do not believe she has come back in. There's a ball by Missouri State, played forward by Flynn. Flynn takes it back and now goes ahead on the wing near side to Kuhnfield. Kuhnfield with a cross in front, headed out by the Cowgirls from the 18. And to the sideline again. Kuhnfield over here in the corner. Left-footed cross in front. And, boy, the referee had a good job of screening the offensive player out there, and the Cowgirls able to play it forward, and here they come. Here's a chance for Zoller down the near side. Marlowe, one-on-one, gets around one man, centers it in front to Woodard, but it's cut off by Zimmerman at about the penalty kick square area. 4:50 left in the game. Cowgirls win it back at the halfway line. Now it's Beffer in open ground. Centers it forward. A chance here for Beffer, but she's backwards to the ball. Now Zoller on the wing near side. Looks for the cross. The header goes way over the head of Webb, and that'll go out of bounds. The cross wheel, trying for the header, I should say, goes out of bounds at the back end, and so it'll be a sideline throw-in for Missouri State with 4:20 to go in the second overtime. And they'll sub again here as they'll bring Jordan Eichelman back in. And she'll replace Ashley Kuhnfield, who goes out. Kuhnfield, one of three players on this team from Kearney, Missouri, up north of Kansas City. Cowgirls trying to win the possession. And Missouri State just sends it deep toward the halfway line. Big header there by Ganser with 4 minutes to go in the second overtime. And a foul here. J.C. Jones is taken down, and this will be a foul on Missouri State. So a free kick about 6 yards to the left of the halfway line for Oklahoma State. 3:49 left in the second overtime. Tied at 1. Zoller with the header. Can't get it. Missouri State has the angle. Now Marlowe off a rebound. Top gets it over to Jones on the wing. She touched the ball a moment ago. Missouri State runs the ball down with Scornia over on the far side. She'll send it back, and the Cowgirls run it down in front of the halfway line. This is Webb over on the far wing. 3:25 left in the second overtime. Webb to the far sideline, taking off the ball. The ball stays in play. Missouri State, I think, had been better to let that go out of bounds. Instead, it's played back, and Jones will intercept. Webb is up and okay for the Cowgirls. Ball's kicked into Missouri State's player on the far sideline. She'll get it back, kick it away, and now a header by Saragusa, who is back in the match, by the way. Came back in that second overtime. And it's going to be a throw-in for Missouri State with 2:58 left in the second overtime. Again, if it ends up being a tie after the second OT, another big somersault throw-in here for Flynn. We go to penalty kicks. And then the shootout, and whoever takes the most in that shootout wins once the margin gets 2 or better. Here's a deep ball toward the square by the Bears on a one-hopper on Garrow with 2.5 to play. Cowgirls could never get that second goal in the second half. They had opportunities, more of them, I think, maybe in the first half. Deep ball there by Beffer, gets it down to Haley Woodard. It pinballs off a Missouri State player and kicked to the sideline, and the throw-in coming up for Ganser with 2:15 to go. Cowgirls waste no time. Get it into Zoller. Zoller over here tries to give it back, and the ball's kicked up in the bleachers by Missouri State, trying to give it back to Beffer. Now a quick throw-in again by Ganser. And again, Missouri State kicks it away. It goes out of bounds again in front of us, and Ganser throws it back in with 2 minutes to go. Again, another throw-in, and Stamp with the high kick brings it down the ground. A header by Missouri State plays it back to the halfway line. And Brodzinski just kicks it to the other end of the ground. That keeps it out of the Cowgirl offensive side. And Garrow has to come out and pick up the ball inside the 18 with 1:40 left in the second overtime. Michaela kicks it deep against the wind, past the halfway line. A header sends it backwards for Missouri State, but they have a player back there, Zimmerman, who plays it back across the line on the far wing. Scornia plays it forward, gets it down to Brodzinski on the far wing. Now they have a man coming down over there on the far side, a trip by the Cowgirls and a foul. This will keep the ball at the Missouri State offensive end. They'll sub in here. Rachel Cottrell checks in, an extra attacker here for Missouri State with a minute left in the second overtime. They're kind of taking their time here as Scornia goes out. Here's the somersault throw-in. This is the spot where they got the goal a while ago, and Garrow out of the box falls down and kind of pushes the ball over the top of a Missouri State player. It ends up to the sideline. It ends up going off with Marla Zoller with 40 seconds left in the second overtime. Missouri State will keep it at their end of the ground to our right across the way. Another somersault throw in here for Flynn with 30 seconds left in the second overtime. Sends it into the 18. It's knocked down by the Cowgirls. They play it out of the 18 square. Missouri State heads it back toward the square. And it's still down in there, but now the Cowgirls finally clear it out to the far side. Zoller will run it down with 18 seconds left. Do they have time for one more attack? The answer is no, as Missouri State gets back and covers. Down to 10 seconds. That ball's going to go out of bounds. We are headed for a penalty kick shootout here in Stillwater, and who'd have thought this was going to happen in the first round of the NCAA tournament? 2 overtimes does not decide this one, and we will have a penalty kick shootout coming up here in just a few moments. We'll explain how this is going to work after a timeout. Cowgirls 1, Missouri State 1. This is Cowgirl Soccer from Learfield.
Need the right tool for the job? No matter how large or small, Herc Rentals is the place to go. Right here in Stillwater, Oklahoma, right now. Ask about the perfect tools for that job at Herc Rentals on South Perkins Road. Go online to hercrentals.com.
This is Debbie from Charlie's Discount Drug again, reminding you to take your vitamins. Our full line of Mason natural vitamins and herbs are available every day to help you maintain your health. And every month we have Mason natural vitamin and herb specials. At Charlie's Discount Drug, we believe in maintaining your health at discount prices so you can spend your money on the things that make life worth maintaining. So come by and check out our monthly Mason natural vitamin and herb specials today. Charlie's Discount Drug, 723 South Walnut in Stillwater.
How long has it been since you've been to Paradise? Paradise Seven Clans Casino is new and improved, featuring 7C Land and Cattle Steakhouse, the best wine and steak menu from Oklahoma City to Wichita, an indoor conference and event center for your favorite acts, and all your favorite gaming action on the floor. We're ready for you to come back to Paradise. Highway 77 in Red Rock. It's been too long.
Want to catch the latest on what's going on with the Oklahoma State Cowboys and Cowgirls? Listen into our segment with Dave Hunziker, the voice of the Cowboys, on Pete 94.3 and AM 780 on Mondays at 9:30 a.m. during the game with Rex Holt and myself, Bill Van Ness. That's Pete 94.3 and AM 780.
At United Way, together we fight for the education, health, and financial stability of every person in Payne County. United, we address the hunger issues facing Payne County. United, we confront the struggles that our citizens face. United, we battle to support the children in our community, no matter the obstacles, no matter the odds. We surround our community's most critical problems, and we fight. We have one life to live. Together, we must live united. Join the fight today. Donate at unitedwaypaynecounty.org.
It is a 1-1 game after 2 overtimes. And so now this game will be decided, and a berth in the second round of the NCAA tournament will be decided on penalty kicks. The Cowgirls and the Missouri State Bears here in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Looks like that the Bears have won, and they will go first here, it looks like, for the penalty kick shootout situation. Of course, what this is, it has you a chance now to make or break win this season. It's now mostly on the goalkeepers here, but depending on which side they start on here with the wind, Ungaro has moved down to the south goal, which means they'll kick into the wind, it looks like here. But both goalkeepers will walk down here, so it looks like the kicks are going to be coming to the south goal against the wind. This could work for or against you. No indication yet as to who has won the toss. But the way this will work is each team will get opportunities, and whoever scores the most to win by 2 wins. Officials here with Lizak Stalmack, the referee, is setting everything up at the south end of the ground here. The Cowgirls can designate as can Missouri State, who's going to take these penalty kicks. And once we get through all of that, the kicks will begin. The Cowgirls won a Big 12 championship this way. They also lost one, or not a Big 12, I should say. Yeah, I guess it was a Big 12. I take that back. Down in San Antonio, they won one this way and they lost one this way. Back in the late 2000s and the early 2010s, the Cowgirls designate their players to kick, and the Cowgirls will go first. And it will be Anna Bedford. They won the toss to try for the first PK here. So it comes to a penalty kick shootout. And again, the keeper can only go left to right. This will be the keeper, Lexi Palacio. Here's Bedford's first kick. It is good. Cowgirls have a 1-0 lead on the penalty kicks. So now Missouri State will have an opportunity to answer right back. And this, I believe, is going to be Brooke Zimmerman, who will take this kick. No, I take that back. It's Ashley Kuhnfield. Ashley Kuhnfield is going to take the kick against Ungaro. Here she comes. Approaches the ball, and it goes in. So we're tied at 1. The players line up, by the way, at the halfway line and then jog to the penalty spot, which is inside the 18. So now the Cowgirls will set Elise Hahn in for the kick. And again against the keeper, Palacio. Penalty kicks are 1-1. She approaches the ball, and it is good. So it's a 2-1 match in penalty kicks. Now Missouri State will have a chance to answer right back. As they'll trade out, and Ungaro will go into the goal square there. And this is Brooke Zimmerman this time, the senior from Stillwell, Kansas. Try to make it 2-2. Her kick is good. Diving and just missing it to her right is Ungaro, so we're even at 2 in penalty kicks. Kumbaso will come down for the Cowgirls now and try for the third score for the Cowgirls on penalty kicks. All these very important. Here's her blast, and it rolls, and it's blocked. It's blocked by the keeper to her left. Diving for the ball on the ground and making the save is Palacio. So the Cowgirls' first miss. That was a great save for her. Now, Missouri State will try to take the lead on penalty kicks. Mary Dizador will take the kick against Ungaro. Right-footed blast, it looks like that's coming. Here it comes, and it's blocked by Ungaro. Same way, that ball a little bit up in the air, and a diving save to her left by Michaela. So we're still even at 2. So now the Cowgirls can take the lead again. And this time for Oklahoma State, it will be Julia Lenhart. She has the 1 goal in this match for Oklahoma State, her 3rd of the year at 8:04. Palacio is set. Lenhart is set. Looks to approach the ball. Whistle blows. Here's the kick. It's good. Inside the near post. Diving to her right. 3-2 Cowgirls. Now, if Missouri State misses and the Cowgirls make another one, we're done. But if Missouri State makes here, we keep going. And this is Jacqueline Bates, the freshman out of St. Louis, against Ungaro. Here's her boot. It is saved! Saved by Ungaro! That does not end the match, but it sure gives the Cowgirls a chance to win it now on a penalty kick. Diving to her right, Ungaro makes the save, and now it is J.C. Jones with a chance to win it. See what Jones can do with it here. If she misses, it's 3-2 Oklahoma State. Missouri State have a chance to come back. Casey trying to win it outright. Here's her blast, and it is blocked. It is blocked by the keeper diving to her left. And play will continue 3-2 Cowgirls. Now Missouri State with a chance to equalize things up again here. As Brooke Brodzinski comes down. She has been really kept out of play today by the Cowgirl defense, but now a chance on her own to tie the match up here on penalty kicks. Ungaro set, here she comes. And it's blocked by Michaela for a second time, and the Cowgirls will win it. The Cowgirls will move on as Ungaro on 3-2 wins it with her third block of the match, and the Cowgirls win it on penalty kicks. You couldn't ask for a more dramatic first-round game here in Stillwater in the NCAA tournament. It's scored as a 1-1 tie and then a 3-2 win on penalty kicks for Oklahoma State. The Cowgirls streak toward the goalkeeper and surround Ungaro and survive to move on to round 2 against either NC Greensboro or Duke. If NC Greensboro beats Duke on their home ground tonight, then that game would be in Stillwater next Friday night. If not, it's a trip to Durham for the Cowgirls next weekend. We'll come back, recap after a 2-minute break. This is Cowgirl Soccer from Learfield.
Cowboy fans, skin cancer continues to be a growing epidemic, but Stillwater Dermatology Clinic is there for you. With locations in Stillwater and Ponca City, board-certified dermatologist Dr. Thomas Hall is available to help you with all your skincare needs. Dr. Hall treats acne, psoriasis, and all skin disorders, and also offers cosmetic and laser services. Call 405-533-DERM or visit stwderm.com today.
Cowboy fans, stop by Chris's University Spirit today to sign up for the Orange and Black Spirit Club for only $40. You'll receive a membership club shirt and a 20% off card good on items for 1 year from purchase. All you have to do is stop in at 244 South Knobloch on Campus Corner in Stillwater before it's too late. Also visit us online at chrisuniversityspirit.com today.
This is Debbie, owner and pharmacist of Charlie's Discount Drug, inviting you to check out our everyday fast and friendly service. Did you know that most prescription co-payments are the same no matter where you go? At Charlie's Discount Drug, we value our customers and we believe our fast and friendly service sets us apart. So come in today and see why our customers prefer Charlie's Discount Drug. At Charlie's Discount Drug, we believe in discounting prices without discounting service. 723 South Walnut in Stillwater.
Whether you're looking for a bite to eat before the game or a place to celebrate another Cowboys win, University Dining Services has you covered. With more than 30 individual restaurants across campus, there's something for everyone without ever having to leave campus. You'll find everything from freshly made sushi to top-notch burgers. So pull up a chair, dig in, and feed your inner cowboy. Be sure to learn more about University Dining Services at dining.okstate.edu.
Cowgirls getting ready to line up for the alma mater if they play it here in just a moment, as Oklahoma State has won this thing on penalty kicks 3-2 over Missouri State. It was a 1-1 score as we went to overtime, as a goal by Julia Lenhart got the Cowgirls on the board first. Anna Beffer with the assist. That's her 13th of the year, and that leads the country in that category. Actually, it would be her 13th. And J.C. Jones with an assist on that goal as well, her 6th of the year. And the Cowgirls then held that 1-0 lead to halftime and then held it into the second half when a sideline somersault throw-in by Cassie Flynn ends up going in off the keeper. Not sure if it was deflected or what the deal is. And again, we have not had the official box brought up to us yet, but we have to assume that's what it was. Anyway, it ended up going in. Not sure they credit it to anybody. I guess we'll find that out, as it is a 1-1 game. And that went to the overtime. The Cowgirls both had opportunities and the Bears did too in both of the overtimes. But again, unable to score. So we went to a penalty kick shootout. Oklahoma State got three saves by Michaela Ungaro, 1 save by Missouri State, and 2 penalty kicks scored, and the Cowgirls win it 3-2 on penalty kicks and move on. They are 17-3-2. Missouri State ends their season 10-10-1, and And again, the Cowgirls will either be going to Durham to play Duke, or they'll be hosting NC Greensboro next Friday night here in Stillwater. Should they pull off the upset and beat one of the top seeds and the number 3 team in the country tonight on the East Coast. Fans are very happy, most of them here filing out. Have some Missouri State folks who made the trip from Springfield and elsewhere, but we're waiting the official numbers. We'll take another break, and then we'll have those for you coming up after a timeout. The Cowgirls win it on penalty kicks, 3-2. This is Cowgirl Soccer from Learfield.
At Johnson's & Kingfisher, we're celebrating 90 years of saving customers just like you money on a new or used car or truck. And right now, during the Black Friday sales event, cash in on year-end low prices at Johnson's on every new Jeep Cherokee, Jeep Grand Cherokee, and Jeep Wrangler in stock. Johnson's has tremendous selection and are paying top dollars looking for nice, clean trade-ins. Make that short drive to Johnson's & Kingfisher, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram during the Black Friday sales event. I promise you will save money.
At Stillwater Medical Center, we're asking for more.
From our nurses
and our staff, we're devoting ourselves to providing unhurried and compassionate care.
Our mission is simple: to perfect the patient experience.
It's everything you expect from a major medical center,
with all the things that you love about a hometown hospital. Learn more about our mission at stillwatermedical.com.
Fuzzy's Taco Shop on the Strip in Stillwater is the new home for the Coach Colin Carmichael Show. Join us this fall every Tuesday to meet Coach Carmichael and discuss all things Cowgirl soccer as they fight for the Big 12 title. All game days start at Fuzzy's with its casual, fun atmosphere, Baja-style Mexican food, and ice-cold beer on the patio. Feed your addiction at Fuzzy's, proud sponsor of Cowgirl Soccer. And make sure to like us on Facebook and download our app for great deals.
This is Debbie, owner and pharmacist of Charlie's Discount Drug. In times like these, we all need to find ways to save money. At Charlie's Discount Drug, we believe in giving you the highest quality services at discount prices every day. We provide free prescription delivery, and we give discounts on prescriptions for patients under 6 and over 60. These are just a few of the quality services available at Charlie's Discount Drug. So call 624-3535 or come by 723 South Walnut and save today. Remember, discount is our middle name.
Your home for OSU Cowgirl basketball. KGFY Stillwater. Cowboy Country 105.5 FM.
All the fans filing out here in Stillwater. Most of them, as I said a moment ago, very happy with the Cowgirls pulling off the victory here in overtime and then in the penalty kick shootout situation by a final score of 3-2 on the penalty kicks. Officially, the game goes in the books as a 1-1 tie as far as regulation and overtime, but then the Cowgirls win it on the penalty kicks. West Virginia won today over Bucknell 3-0, and so they are in the second round of the NCAA tournament. So they'll be in action next week. The Cowgirls will be too on Friday night, either against North Carolina Greensboro or against Duke. Duke's the heavy favorite at home in their match tonight. And it would be on to round 2 next Friday night, time to be announced. All right, the official numbers on this one: Lynn Harder, third goal, Anna Beffer and J.C. Jones the assist at 8:04. Then an own goal with 86:56, and that's the way they scored it. Throw-in came off the keeper and a defender and goes in the goal. So an own goal by Oklahoma State tied the match at 1. Then we went to the first overtime, then the second overtime, and after 110 minutes, we went to penalty kicks. Anna Beffer, Elise Hahn, and Julia Lenhart scored on penalty kicks for the Cowgirls. Ashley Kuhnfield and Brooke Zimmerman scored on penalty kicks for Missouri State, and the Cowgirls won it 3-2. 3 saves in that penalty kick situation by Ongaro, and 1 by Lexi Palacio. For the day, Palacio 4 goals allowed, if you count the penalty kicks, and 6 saves. Ongaro 4 saves, I should say, and 3 goals allowed, counting the penalty kicks. The overall shots, and again, the penalty kicks do not count toward this total. The Cowgirls 17, Missouri State 13. Corner kicks, the Cowgirls had 3, Missouri State had 2, and the Cowgirls didn't have any after halftime. Fouls, Missouri State 15, Oklahoma State 11, and saves were 7 for Missouri State. Ongaro with the win goes to 14-3-3. Palacio at the loss ends her season, her freshman year, at 5-3-2. Cowgirls advance on penalty kicks 3-2. 6 offsides by the Cowgirls in the match, by the way, and 2 yellow cards on Missouri State. Individual numbers, first for Missouri State. The attendance, by the way, today listed at 633. If you count all the students who were here for free, it's double that. So a crowd of probably 1,300 watched this match today. Mary Isidore with 3 shots and 1 on goal for Missouri State. And again, they end their year at 10-10-2 on the season. Cowgirls move on at officially 17-3-3. I think I said 16. Anyway, Isidore with 3 shots, 1 shot on goal. Ashley Coonfield, 3 shots, a shot on goal, and a goal for Missouri State. And again, count that as a goal off the penalty kick. Brooke Zimmerman, 1 shot, shot on goal, and a goal. And then they had the team goal because of the own goal by Oklahoma State. This game had a little bit of everything today. So 13 shots, 7 on goal, 3 goals counting the penalty kicks, and 15 fouls for Missouri State. For the Cowgirls, 17 shots, 11 on goal, 4 goals, 2 assists, and 11 fouls, and again, counting the penalty kicks. Anna Beffer, 3 shots, 3 on goal, a goal and an assist. Julia Lenhart with a 3-shot, 2 shots on goal, 2 goals. And for J.C. Jones, 3 shots, a shot on goal, and an assist. Elise Hahn with a shot on goal, and a penalty kick goal. Haley Woodard held to just 1 shot today, and Kim Rodriguez, 2 shots and a shot on goal. Off the bench, Taylor Olson, who only played 11 minutes today. She got hurt in the second half. Had to come out. 1 shot. Kumbaso, 2 shots, 2 on goal. And Claire Ganser with a shot and also a shot on goal. So the Cowgirls score early, then give up an own goal in the final 4 minutes, but end up winning in the penalty kick shootout 3-2, and they'll advance on to round 2. And time and location to be announced after games played tonight in the NCAA tournament. That's going to wrap it up for our broadcast this afternoon. We appreciate you staying with us through all of the activity here for Cowgirl Soccer this afternoon. And we'll let you know about the next broadcast coming up here on 105.5 KGFY. Cowgirls again advance on penalty kicks, beat Missouri State 3-2. This has been Oklahoma State Cowgirl Soccer from Learfield.
On the Cowboys Sports Network, this has been Oklahoma State Cowgirl Soccer, brought to you by Bud Light, who reminds fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Charlie's Discount Drug. Discount is our middle name. Located at 723 South Walnut in Stillwater. Chris's University Spirit, your one-stop cowboy shop. The preceding has been a presentation of the Cowboys Sports Network, a property of Learfield.
Oklahoma State Cowgirl Soccer is brought to you by these sponsors: Bill Knight Ford, Stillwater Medical Center, Cimarron Casino,